You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in. All right, man. Salute everybody. And we're going to get right into this, right to the funk, you guys, as they have a witness, man. Damn. Oh, my God. The goddamn police have a witness that is a gang member from the Southside Compton Crips that reportedly have testified already, have given information to the cops that Keefe D was in Las Vegas that weekend, man. And this is, bro, they about to cook him, man. Your boy going down, and the walls are closing in on Sean Diddy Combs, man. They're gonna get Keefe D ass up out of here, man. With what they introduced today, it's a wrap, bro. He going to prison, man. Keefe D's been running around here telling everybody that they got no evidence that he was in Las Vegas. Man, they absolutely bulldozed that shit today. It is over with, y'all. For you guys who don't know what's going on, let me tell y'all exactly what happened today in court, man. I was gonna go live, you guys. I was real busy, had some things to do. Shout out to everybody who hit me up and asked me what was up. But I will be back live tomorrow on this case. But today, you guys, it all went down. So first of all, what happened today, you guys, is bro, this shit is crazy. They gonna keep these done. That nigga shouldn't have said nothing, bro. The cops, oh my God, this nigga going for life. The walls are gonna close in on Diddy, man. He's going to prison for life. So today, in court, y'all, they have a hotel receipt. They have a hotel receipt. They interviewed an officer who knows all about the gangs in Compton. He went up there today. He testified about all the gangs in Compton, and he specifically testified about the Mob Piru and the Southside Compton Crips. Now, his name is Robert Ladd. Now, to the person who says they got no proof, sir, you're wrong. You might want to shut your mouth right now, brother, because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I knew it was no way they could bring this case without them having some way or form to show that somehow, some way, Keefe D was in Las Vegas. When I tell you what's happened today, Keefe D is going to prison forever. So today, first thing that happened is Detective Robert Ladd, Bobby Ladd, he went up there, right? And they talked about a piece of evidence. They talked about something that happened right after the shooting of Tupac Shakur. And that was a gang war that happened in Compton, California. It was an absolute war where multiple people got shot in a 10-day span. Now, they went and raided 38 houses. Today in court, they showed the evidence that they raided 38 houses from the Bloods, Mob Pirus, and the Crips, Southside Compton Crips. Now, during those raids, they raided 2 houses in specific from the Southside Compton Crips in 1996. They raided the homes of Orlando Anderson and Keefe D. Now, in those homes, listen to what I'm telling you, because you need to listen to what I'm saying to y'all. In both of those homes they raided, they found receipts. They found hotel receipts. In Keefe D's home, they found hotel receipts in Orlando Anderson's home. This was a key piece of evidence that might have been overlooked back then. It was marked as State Exhibit 162 today. You guys can go look that up. The Compton police collected this in October of 1996 during that massive 38 house search warrant operation after Tupac's murder. Now, here's how they use it today to tie Keefe D to Las Vegas. The proof of travel, because the murder happened in 1996, which is long, as we all know, before we had smartphones and, digital footprints like they have on phones today, tracking and things like that, where you can just go look at all these things from your phone. There was a physical paper receipt. What we call it is the old school paper trail. Detective Ladd got on the stand today and explained that they collected this hotel receipt from Keefe D's home. Alongside it, they found an Excalibur casino hotel receipt at Baby Lane, Orlando Anderson's home as well. The police gathered these receipts specifically because it proved the family and gang members were physically staying in Las Vegas at the exact time Tupac was killed. But wait, there's more. This evidence is so crucial because Keefe D's defense team is arguing that there's no evidence that places him in Las Vegas on the night that Tupac was killed. And his lawyer is out here saying that, hey man, his confessions that he made in that memoir and on the internet is fake. It was all bullshit, but Keefe D is cooked because I got something else for y'all. And when I tell y'all this shit gonna blow your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell all y'all that's listening right now, smash the like button, share the video. Kids, stay out the streets, man. Go to school, be a doctor, be a lawyer, stay out the streets. This is not evidence he had this long. Once again, Pretty B, you have to listen. Once again, let me repeat that part again. Everybody has to listen. This is October of 1996, right after Tupac's death. There was a gang war going on in Compton, California. The police, they raided 38 homes in October of 1996. In those homes they raided, two homes that they raided, one was Orlando Anderson, and the other home belonged to Keefe D. And in those homes, they found hotel receipts in the home of Keefe D, and they found a different set of hotel receipts for Vegas in the home of Orlando Anderson in October of 1996 when they did the raids right after Tupac's murder. That's why it's important for you to listen very closely, because I'm not finished yet. This shit get way deeper. So Keefe D's lawyer has been arguing that he wasn't in Vegas. There's nothing to prove him there. You guys cannot tie him there. But a physical hotel receipt from that specific weekend does a whole lot of damage to Keefe D's arguments that he wasn't. And them finding Keefe D alleged hotel receipt alongside Orlando Anderson's Excalibur casino hotel receipt, it helps the state prove in one way, shape, or form that Southside Compton Crips traveled out and stayed together as a unit during the week, or the weekend, I should say, of the Mike Tyson fight. Now, Keefe D's own confessions are going to screw him, but these evidence that was entered today is going to destroy him, and something else happened. The police went out and did something else. Before I tell you what else they did, once again, those receipts came from Orlando Anderson's home and Keefe D's home in a raid in October of 1996. But in Keefe D's home, there's a twist. The hotel reservation for Keefe D's home was different from Orlando Anderson's home. It was in Vegas, but that reservation was made in Keefe D's wife's name. Let me repeat myself again. So Orlando Anderson's reservation was in the Excalibur Casino Hotel, but Keefe D's was made through his wife. And that was in a different hotel, and I'm going to tell you which one it was now. So when the police raided Keefe D's home in October of 96, they found this specific hotel receipt mixed in with his personal family belongings. That receipt from 1996 might be the end and what destroys Keefe D. But let's keep going. Prosecutors today confirmed that Keefe D's wife made that hotel reservation under her name that weekend. Now think about this. Why would Keefe D's wife get a hotel in Vegas if Orlando Anderson had a different hotel that was allegedly in his name in the Excalibur? But wait, I'm not finished yet. That receipt was not found in some random location. It was seized directly from Keefe D's home, along with all the other evidence y'all saw in recent raids that they showed in court today as well. But wait, there's more. Because it matches a reservation made by his wife, it shows that the household had traveled to Las Vegas at the exact same time, because they were raiding all these homes at the same time. They were hitting all these houses at the same time. So they hit Keefe D's house and they hit Orlando Anderson's house at the same time. They found an Excalibur casino hotel receipt at Orlando Anderson's home at the same time. But wait, there's more. Those receipts match the exact timeline of the Tupac Shakur murder. Wait, but you may say, oh, but Ticket Man, it may. What I'm about to tell y'all next, y'all niggas better sit down for this one. So, while Orlando's again was the Excalibur Hotel Casino Hotel, the receipt they found in Keefe D's home was from the Monte Carlo Resort. Let me repeat myself again. Monte Carlo Resort. Now, there were some local phone call charges as well. But we're not finished yet. By them finding two distinct receipts at two different homes, the prosecution can say, hey, man, this was a coordinated trip. What world would it be that these two went at the same time from different places to the Mike Tyson fight? And basically, it essentially proves that, Keefe D wasn't just lying when he said he was out there in Vegas. But wait, there's more. There's more. And this is the worst that I'm about to tell y'all. So today, something else happened. The prosecution, they're not fucking around. Everybody saw they did something. And I was wondering, what was going on? And something happened today, too. But they did something. And you got to go back to this. They threatened Mob James. Now, if you remember what they did to Mob James, they went to Mob James' home, threatened Mob James that if he didn't come in there and testify, that they were going to take him away from his grandkids and lock him up. And when Mob James originally fought that, they grand juried Mob James to a court in Bakersville, California, and they forced Mob James to come to court And if he didn't go to court, they were going to file charges and lock Mob James up. And they've done this with a few other witnesses where they have made them hostile witnesses coming in court. They did this with the other Southside Compton Crip who just went in court the other day and testified against Keefe D. And Keefe D called him allegedly a effing rat in the court. Well, something else happened. Something else happened. Something else happened today. They had one of the original outlaw immortals who was called into court to testify today. And he went into court today to give his testimony. And that was Idi Amin. And they asked Idi Amin, did you want to be here? And Idi Amin says no. They forced Idi Amin to testify today because they also subpoenaed him and forced him to come to court, or they were going to charge him. But there's one thing that happened, and there's one person, because I knew when they were coming for this, I told you guys, they were going for the gusto. Today, it was revealed in court that the police are actively trying to arrest another gang member, a special gang member. The police are trying to arrest a gang member from the Southside Compton Crips right now. They've made 2 attempts to arrest him and drag his ass in court right now. He was not found at either of the residences they've looked for. And his situation is going to get disgusting because now they're probably going to charge him as a fugitive on the run. But why is he so important? His name is Corey Edwards. They said it in court today. Corey Edwards was a member of the Southside Compton Crips, and he's Keefe D's cousin. And he is a vital witness for the prosecution. But why would he be a witness for the prosecution? Well, police testified today that they went to his house last week and again yesterday to try to arrest him and drag his ass into court. But he disappeared in the thin air. They even said he has a 95-year-old mother that disappeared. But there was one slip up. There was another major slip up that's going to cost Keefe D everything. Everything. And when I tell y'all this shit going to blow y'all socks. The reason why the prosecution wants Keefe D's cousin, Corey Edwards, to come to court to testify is because Corey Edwards told the police that Keefe D was in Vegas the weekend of Tupac's murder. He puts Keefe D at the scene. In 2006, Corey Edwards gave a statement to the police. And you can't say, I don't recall, when you gave a statement to the cops. It's not going to work. Corey Edwards reportedly gave a statement to the cops saying that he was in Las Vegas on the night of Tupac's murder. And he told detectives right after Orlando Anderson was beaten up at the MGM Grand that he saw Keefe D and Orlando and 2 other men huddled together. He confirmed the motive for the murder. Edwards told the police that the group was all mad and actively talking about getting back at Tupac and Suge Knight's crew for jumping Orlando Anderson. And he reportedly proves that Keefe D wasn't capping. See, the details was provided right from Corey Edwards himself during a formal police interrogation in 2006. At the time, law enforcement was heavily reinvestigating the case. Corey Edwards, who himself, as I told you, is a alleged Southside Compton Crip, Keefe D's own cousin, sat down with those detectives. And as he sat down with those detectives, he laid out the timeline of what happened right after the infamous MGM Grand Casino fight. Now, during that interview in 2006, Corey Edwards told the police that he physically saw Keefe D, Orlando Anderson, and two other gang members huddled up together in Las Vegas after the fight. And he explained to them that they was furious. They was heated about that shit. And they was talking about getting right back at death row. The statement was locked away for 20 years in police files. But today, 20 years later, in 2026, those statements have come back to light. The story of these statements were revealed in court today. The prosecutors first introduced Corey Edwards' 2006 interview into official court motions to argue against letting Keefe D out on bail. Nobody saw this. This week, Bobby Ladd got on the stand, but also this week, a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department investigator took the witness stand and testified about the state's aggressive, ongoing attempts to arrest Corey Edwards on a material witness warrant so they can force his ass to get on the stand. Now, you may want to know, well, why was he talking to the cops? 2006. You know I got it. According to the report, Corey Edwards was talking to the police in 2006 because a special task force had allegedly tracked him down and arrested him on unrelated criminal charges. Now, when these high-ranking gang members are arrested on separate charges, the police do exactly what you heard them do on tape with Keefe D. They frequently use that leverage to interrogate these guys about unsolved homicides And back in 2006, 20 years ago, a joint task force spearheaded by Los Angeles Police Detective Greg Kading was fiercely reinvestigating the murders of both Tupac Shakur and Notorious B.I.G. And the task force located Edwards, who went by the street name C-Ray, and used his arrest to pressure him into giving up information on the Southside Compton Crips. They used that playbook, it looks like, with all of these guys. Get them on some other charges, get them in a room, hold it against them, and you tell me if you know anything about Biggie and Tupac. Now, there's a caveat to this. Corey Edwards refused to fully cooperate. So he tried to keep some of that street code. He shut down, according to the report, the interview. And he ultimately refused to become a formal informant or cooperate further with the task force. But he made one mistake. And that one mistake may end everything. Before he completely shut down and ended that conversation, Corey Edwards reportedly slipped up and told investigators that crucial story. He admitted that he was in Las Vegas and that he witnessed a furious Keefe D, Orlando Anderson, and those two other men huddled up right after the MGM fight, actively plotting their revenge. Now, even though Corey Edwards reportedly shut down after that and refused to further cooperate, those few sentences were officially logged into a police file. And 20 years later, it's over. What he said is now being used against him. This is very bad news because he reportedly knows that the court wants him to testify against his cousin. But by him not being able to be found, they're saying that he's trying to dodge this. Now, this gets tricky. Because the judge has signed a material witness warrant. And now the police, who are looking everywhere for Corey, they can force him to go into court and testify because the judge signed that warrant. So whenever they find Corey, they're going to arrest him and hold him in jail because he is already proven to be a flight risk by evading them. And the judge, in this case, will more than likely hold him without bail until it's his turn to testify. And they'll literally transport him from a jail cell directly to that witness stand in handcuffs. They'll declare him a hostile witness, because if he refuses to talk on that stand or pretends as if he can't remember anything, the prosecutors can ask the judge to officially declare him a hostile witness, and this allows the prosecution to cross-examine their own witness, ask aggressive leading questions, and read his entire 2006 police confession out loud to a jury to prove he's lying. To the person who said there's no proof, I'm sorry, there's proof, sir. And the proof is already out there and it's coming. Keefe D was a large-scale drug dealer. He admitted that himself. And they have that in the paperwork in his files. In fact, he was the biggest in his own crew. And they have that in the official court paperwork to prove. This is the reason why Keefe D was arrested. This is the reason why Keefe D said that he saved his people like Moses. He said, I took the hit. I was the big dog. And indeed, the cop went on the stand and said, hey, Keefe D did come in because he was found with a lot of, they said Keefe D was moving a lot of weight, man. They said Keefe D was moving a lot of drugs. They said he was the boss. He was a shot caller. They had proof about it, right? And so that's the reason why they got Keefe to roll on all those people, because they had so much drugs on Keefe D. Bro, this dude, not only did he get caught with all that drugs, bro, this dude got caught with a gallon of PCP. Bro, listen, man. So I don't know what you talking about, homie. You must not know, bro. But back to Corey Edwards. So what they're going to do, they're going to drag Corey Edwards into court in handcuffs. They're going to put Corey Edwards on the stand. And if Corey Edwards refuses to talk, y'all smash the like button. If Corey Edwards refuses to talk, you know what they're going to do? Do you know what they're going to do? They're going to read his statement in court. And that's going to destroy him. Keefe D was facing life in prison, sir. Keefe D, he was at the top of the food chain. Keefe D had a direct connect to the plug. How do we know that? Because Keefe D was caught on audio admitting this to the cops when they arrested him on that drug charge. He was caught on audio talking about his plug in Colombia. It was played in court. A lot of you guys have not been watching this thing. I've been watching the whole thing. They actually played the audio. So the girl who said the Cash App link's not working, just use it. You see it right there in the bottom right-hand corner. They actually used his own information against him in court. And also, let's get back to Corey Edwards. If Corey Edwards completely refuses to speak in the courthouse, the judge will find him in contempt of criminal court and send him straight to jail. And he'll stay locked up and get a fixed sentence in jail, or he'll sit in there until he agrees to answer questions. They have him on a high priority search warrant right now. They are searching everywhere for him right now. Keefe D's toast. Once they put Keefe D on the stand, not Keefe D, once they put Corey Edwards on the stand and read his own statement to police, he's done. It's over with. They're going to read it in court. They're literally going to drag him in there in handcuffs. If he refuses to testify, they're going to lock his ass up. And to the person who said, if you caught, what, are you not the boss? No, you're not listening. He was the boss of his own crew. So when you're saying boss, bro, it's levels to this shit, bro. You got a plug. The plug ain't the boss, nigga. He the plug, nigga. The boss is El Jefe sitting somewhere overseas that you'll never see, nigga. The plug is the guy who's the in-between with the boss and the goddamn high-level dealer that's in the United States. So since we talking about this case, Keefe D. So Keefe D will be the leader of his own crew. He's got his own clique. He got a plug. He get weight from that plug. So the fact that he got a line to the plug, them little young niggas ain't getting no line and no plug like that. Keefe D gonna have that line. He admitted it in his own statements. The nigga have said this in his own testimonies. That he had the connects. He said it in a tape that they played in court yesterday. That he had the connects from Colombia and all those cats. What are you talking about? He said that. He destroyed himself when he said it. So what are you talking about? The nigga sat right up there and they said somebody else too, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all who else they said. They named somebody else in court today, and that was a former. Well, I don't want to say former because I don't know his current status. But I like he did some interviews online, but they named him today in court, and I believe they're probably gonna try and go get him too. And that was Nick Bone. They brought up Nick Bone today in court when Bobby Ladd was on the stand. I peeped that. So what they're doing is they knew they were gonna have to jam these guys up, right? So how do you jam these guys up? Get them on big drug charges. See, you're not gonna get them on a little drug, no little charge, a little penny. No, you got to get them on something big. Keefe D was facing life. They already said this in court. The nigga was facing life in prison. They named this in court today, right? That he was facing life, right? So think about this, right? Keefe D is facing life, right? And they basically went after him, period. So for y'all who sit up here and say, oh, no, man, and I want you to hear this out of his own mouth. The nigga said this out of his own mouth to the Art of Dialogue, nigga. Shout out to Art of Dialogue. This Keefe D.
You really feel a type of way about Puffy not reaching out to you, man. I can tell by talking to you that you feel a type of way about it. So nobody from Puffy team reached out to you? Nah, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. I did time for the bro, everything, you know what I'm saying? He ain't even sent me a suit.
And to the dude, hold on, let me say this. To the dude who said that, you said something, I don't think you understand what you're talking about, brother. You said if they catch you with it, you ain't the boss. They didn't catch him with all those other drugs. The officer said in court, the black officer, if you see, that's why I know y'all niggas don't be listening. The black cop who already came into court and said that they was working on RICOs, the black bald-headed nigga, he said they was working on RICOs on death row and on Bad Boy. He said that they had proof and they knew, the cops knew, this is his words, not mine, that death row and Bad Boy was started off for drug money. They were already working on RICOs. He said this already in court. So when they ran into Keefe D, he said that they went and met up with Keefe D. He said they went to Keefe D's crib, sat with that nigga in his garage, and told him, bro, you got to get you a lawyer and come downtown. We got some shit on you, bro. See, this is how I know these niggas don't be listening in court. You can't be listening, bro. There's no way you can be listening and not hear all this shit. That's why I be getting mad at people on the internet just be coming and talking and shit, and they don't even really be paying attention to what's going on. They don't even pay attention to the details, y'all. To the person who says 4 years they didn't do nothing with the proof, y'all don't understand this. Listen, let me tell you what they doing, because it's easy to see what they doing. Keefe D ran his mouth. He fucked up because when he ran his mouth, now he opened Pandora's box. He allowed them to have all the shit they had to go back and clean this case up. And what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to clean this case up. They're going to try to get him, Diddy, and clean the Biggie shit up all in one. That's why they're linking this case to the Biggie murder. Duh. Have you not been seeing what they doing in court? Why you think they doing what they doing and bringing up Diddy? Why you think they linking the gangs to the music record labels in the record label activity? You got to use your brains when you thinking about these things, dog. They telling you what they doing in court. So all they gonna do is, since Keefe D opened up his mouth, they gonna pack his ass up first. Once they pack Keefe D up, they gonna roll Keefe D into Diddy. They got a cake baked for Diddy. Birthday cake. They got the cake baked, nigga. That's why you had Big Gene say on the Art of Dialogue, shout out to Gene Deal, that they was trying to get him to come testify to confirm Diddy's link with Zip. Why would they be doing that? Unless they wanted Diddy. They not even gonna need Big Gene testimony. I already told you. They got Ace in the hole. They got the money man. They got the money man. I got love for Big Gene. I think Big Gene wrong on this one though. After what happened today, whew, after what happened today, see, Big Gene, I don't think he knew that the cops have Keefe D's own family member and gang member for the Crips that puts Keefe D in Las Vegas. That was revealed today in court, along with those hotel tickets. If you're Keefe D, think about this, y'all. Why would you keep all that shit in why would you keep your hotel receipt in your crib? Bro, that shit was supposed to get flushed down the toilet, nigga. I ain't keeping that shit. Let me say this again. Right? Let me say it again. Keefe D kept all that shit. Bro, did y'all see all the evidence Keefe D had in his house when they raided him in 2020, what, 2020 something? Bro, the nigga had all this shit in his crib. The nigga had the clippings from Tupac's murder. All that shit in his crib, bro. Make it make sense. They showed all that shit in court today. And what the whole world didn't know, I didn't even know this, is that when they raided 38 houses, they raided Keefe D house and Orlando Anderson's house at the same time. And in both of their houses, they found hotel receipts. In both of their houses for Las Vegas for that same weekend. And to put the icing on the cake, they got Keefe D's own cousin on tape in a police interview admitting that Keefe D was in Vegas and was mad than a motherfucker after they jumped on Orlando Anderson. See, this is the part that you guys are ignoring. So, is Keefe D gonna walk? Yeah, he gonna walk right to the prison. And I told y'all what they gonna do. They gonna walk to Keefe D. And the reason why this whole thing is on the table is because of Keefe D's mouth. If Keefe D didn't say nothing, they wouldn't be able to do nothing. But let me say this to y'all. This is exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna say, Keefe D, we really didn't want you, bro. You know who we want, Keefe D? See, they got a hard on for Diddy. If y'all been listening to this whole trial, they've been talking about Diddy this whole trial. I told y'all this from the very beginning. This is all about them getting on Diddy. And I told y'all there was a famous gangster that went by the name of John Gotti. And I told y'all this. John Gotti made a mockery of the feds, not once, not 2 times, but 3 times. But the feds kept coming. They kept coming until they put John Gotti in prison for the rest of his life. When the feds want you, when the feds got a hard on for you, they not gonna stop till they get you. Keefe D opened the door with his mouth. The fact that Keefe D opened the door with his mouth allowed the investigators, because if you're watching the investigators, man, that nigga up there, that big bald-headed black dude, that nigga up there smiling his ass off every time he asking questions. That nigga like, hey, that nigga is cheesing. Think about what I just said. So you can get mad at me, but I'm just telling you the truth on this channel. They have Keefe D's own family member that gave statements to the police. And that's why they're trying to find and arrest him right now. And they said that in court today to further incriminate Keefe D. When they said, hey, we're trying to arrest him, but we can't find him. They said that in court today. I don't think people understand that aspect of what I'm talking about. They said that shit in open court today, that they were trying to arrest Corey Edwards. Let me say this to y'all again. In open court, they said this shit, right? In court today. They're trying to arrest him so that they can get
with our local authorities as well. Last Friday, did you coordinate with our local authorities as well as authorities in California in order to effectuate an arrest warrant in California for anyone? Yes. And who did you try to effectuate an arrest warrant? Corey Edwards. And was he located at his residence? No. Was there any other person associated with Corey that was missing from his residence? Yes, there was. And who was that? His mother. And your understanding that she is 95 years old in Kimberly? She's in Port Health, yes. On Monday, was there an effort at another location in Compton to effectuate an arrest warrant for Tupac? Yes, it was. And was that successful? Yes, sir.
they on Corey Edwards, man. They announced that in court today. And what they're going to do is they're going to show the jury, hey, Corey's running. And you know why he's running? And they're going to put out his statements to the police. And that's going to end Keefe D. Easy does. And by him running, and they even said that his 95-year-old mama is now gone. Keefe D is toast. You can't get around that. If that nigga is on tape in statements, giving statements to the cops in 2006 that they kept all these years. That's gonna be real bad, especially if he don't show up to court. Because the fact that they asked about that in court today is gonna show that he's on the run. He's ducking from testifying to that, right? And I'm gonna say this again to y'all, right? Once again, I'm gonna tell y'all this again. And to the person who says American made, you're not listening. It ain't about what you and I think. It's about what that jury think. And it's about what he told the cops. See, this is the part that you guys are missing in the comment section, bro. It's not what you and I think. It's not what we think, right? It's what he told the cops, right? Now, I told y'all this. This is all in the news, right? Now, if you don't want to believe me, I do what I always do for y'all. For everybody who subscribe to my channel, y'all know what I do. I'll come here and I'll just show it to you right now. That way I can just make it that much easier for you. And that way, nobody can come in here and say that, hey, ticket is capping. So what I'll do is, I'll just put on the screen for you. Just give me 1 second. Let me put this up on the screen, show you guys. Because y'all know how these niggas be. And I try to tell them, man, niggas don't be want to listen, man. You know? Um, and like I told y'all this, and I'll say this again to you guys, man. Yo, stay out the streets, man. All y'all young fellas, man, go to school, get your education, man. Shit ain't worth it. Y'all see all these young dudes out here in court, facing life in prison, all this other stuff, man. And I try to tell y'all this, man. You know what I'm saying? Do the right things in y'all life, man. Real talk. But I'm putting this on the screen for you. Because that nigga was talking shit in the comment section. Just because that nigga was being disrespectful, I'm going to drop this receipt on his ass right now. Because that nigga said he was talking crazy, talking about, hey, man. Okay, no, hey, no problem, my nigga. My G, no problem. No problem, dog. Because you know how I do, bro. I ain't got no reason to cap with you, man. I ain't got no reason to cap with you, dog. I'm just going to put it right there on the screen for you, brother. Put it right there on the screen for you. Right here, my brother. Do you see that, brother? Where the information came from, brother. Right? Now, this is very important for you, brother, because you was running your mouth. You know what I'm saying, dog? The details were provided directly by Corey Edwards himself during a formal police interrogation in 2006. At the time, law enforcement was heavily investigating the case. Corey Edwards, who was an alleged member of the Southside Compton Crips and Keefe D's cousin, sat down with detectives and laid out the timeline of what happened right after the infamous MGM Grand Casino Brawl. During that 2006 interview, Corey Edwards told police he physically saw Keefe D, Orlando Anderson, and two other gang members huddled together in Las Vegas right after the fight. He explicitly stated to officers that the group was furious and actively talking about getting back at death row. Think about this. Think about this. Now let's keep going. Since you want to question me, nigga, I'm just gonna put this on the screen for you, nigga. Right? Where the story was told, it was revealed to the public. While the statement was locked away in police files for nearly 2 decades, the story was formally revealed in open court by Clark County prosecutors during the current murder trial in Las Vegas. The court documents. Prosecutors first introduced Mr. Edwards' 2006 interview and official court motions to argue against letting Keefe D out on bail. Trial revelation. This week, a Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department investigator took the witness stand and formally testified to the jury about the state's aggressive ongoing attempts to arrest Edwards on a material witness warrant so they can force him to take the stand. You still think I'm capping, nigga, when I told you this? Cause you said you said I was capping, my nigga. I mean, you still think I'm capping when I tell you this, dog? All I'm doing is just giving you the information that happened in court. Nigga, how's you mad at me? But let's get to it then, since you talking. Corey Edwards was talking to the police because a special federal task force tracked him down and arrested him on unrelated criminal charges. When high-ranking gang members are arrested on separate charges, police frequently use that leverage to interrogate them about unsolved homicides. In 2006, a joint task force spearheaded by the Los Angeles police detective Greg Kading was fiercely reinvestigating the murders of both Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. The task force located Edwards, who went by the street name C-Ray, and used his arrest to pressure him into giving up information on the South Side Compton Crips. You still think I'm capping, nigga? You still think I'm coming here just making shit up, dog? Okay, let's keep going. However, the interview did not go exactly how planned. He refused to fully cooperate. True to the street code against snitching, Edwards quickly shut the interview down and ultimately refused to become a formal informant or cooperate further with the task force. But there was an accidental slip. Before completely shutting down and ending the conversation, Corey Edwards slipped up and told investigators the crucial story. He admitted he was in Sin City and stated that he witnessed a furious Keefe D, Orlando Anderson, and two other men huddled up right after the MGM Grand fight, actively plotting revenge. Even though Edwards immediately closed his mouth and refused to further cooperate or cooperate further, those few sentences were officially logged in a police file. Decades later, that exact file is being weaponized by prosecutors to lock Keefe D away. You want me to keep going? Cause you nigga, you said I was capping, nigga. And I'll try to tell you niggas, man, bro, one thing I ain't gonna do is come on this YouTube shit and cap, my nigga. That's one thing I'm not gonna do, nigga. That's the one thing I'm not gonna do, Playboy. And that's a fact, homie. But let's get right to it. Because the judge, and somebody said the prosecutors are losing the case bad. I don't know what case you looking at. You must not have seen court today. Once again, to the person who said eyewitnesses himself, you said, so you saying the eyewitness himself, Suge Knight's lying. Suge Knight ain't got on the stand. Suge Knight is refusing to testify. Suge Knight has nothing to do with this, nigga. So you sound stupid. Suge Knight has not got on the stand. Suge Knight has refused to testify, my nigga. And Suge Knight has already said that Keefe D, once again, I'm telling you this again, right? Suge Knight has already said in interviews that Keefe D wasn't the only one. In the interviews. So what is you talking about, my nigga? Well, what are you talking about? Suge Knight in the interviews, Keefe D snitched on himself. I got all the interviews with all the dialogue with Suge Knight. You wouldn't play those for you? So Suge Knight hadn't even got in a court witness stand. So you're wrong again, nigga. Sit your ass down and shut up, bro. Pack that shit up, nigga. Now, because a judge has already signed a material witness warrant, the police have immense legal power to force Corey Edwards to court once they catch him. The police and the court can take several severe steps to ensure that Corey testifies. One, they can arrest that nigga and hold him in jail. Once officers track Edwards down, they'll immediately arrest him because he's already proven to be a flight risk by evading them. Once again, right? The judge can order him to be held in jail without bail until it's exactly his turn to testify. And they'll literally transport him from jail a jail cell directly to the witness stand in handcuffs. Number two, they'll declare him a hostile witness. If he gets on the stand and refuses to talk or pretends he cannot remember anything, the prosecutors can ask the judge to declare him a hostile witness. This allows the prosecution to cross-examine their own witness, ask aggressive leading questions, and read his entire 2006 police confession out loud to the jury to prove that he's lying. You want to keep going? Right? We are already seeing this happen in the trial. For example, former Death Row Records associate James McDonald was subpoenaed, openly told the court he didn't want to be there, and asked to be treated as a hostile witness. Number three, they'll charge him with contempt of court. So if Corey Edwards sits on the stand and completely refuses to speak, the judge can find him in criminal contempt of court, and the judge can send his ass straight to jail as punishment. And he'll stay locked up either for a fixed sentence or until he agrees to open his mouth and answer the questions. Police are actively treating this as a high priority search because the state case heavily relies on these older gang ties to prove Keefe D's street confessions weren't just a fantasy. So, try to tell y'all this, right? What they did today was major because what they did today was not only did they enter those hotel receipts in the evidence today. See, it's going to be kind of hard for Keefe D to get on the stand and explain why his wife would buy hotel tickets. What was she doing in Vegas? And he not go. It's going to be hard. He can't say the tickets was for Orlando because Orlando booked his own tickets to a different hotel and they got his receipts too. So Keefe D wife went to the Mike Tyson fight by herself. Just saying, it's going to look real bad. And then you combine that with the testimony from his own cousin, who was a Southside Compton Crip, and told the cops in 2006 that Keefe D was in Vegas. Well, sir, you're saying shit that's not in court. Once again, if it's not in court, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because the jury's not seeing it. So everything that the jury sees that's in court is what matters. Anything that's not in court and entered into evidence, that shit you talking about don't mean nothing, dog. It don't. A nigga can say some shit on Uncle Phil. If that shit ain't brought into court and it's not put in front of the jury, it means nothing. It means nothing. Here's the problem they got. And here's the real question I got. I know he was the money man, but over the years, how much did Kirk Burrows see? That's the real problem. Once again, and to the nigga who was talking all that shit, bro, Keefe D went for hours. I'm not misinformed at all. Matter of fact, I'm very informed. I told you they're gonna nail his ass. You think it's a game, bro. You think that people gonna spend all that money on this case and come out here and ain't got shit on Keefe D, man? You lost your damn mind. Straight up. To the person who says not one witness put Keefe D in Vegas yet, ma'am, did you not just listen to what I just told you? They have his own cousin in police statements, in a police interrogation, admitting that Keefe D was in Vegas. What in the hell is wrong with you? Not only that, I just told you they found hotel tickets in his house in October of 1996 in a police raid. What the hell is wrong with you? Is there something wrong with you? Nobody's wrong. You're wrong. You just don't have any brains. I'm talking about what happened today in court. Today in court, some very important things happened. The first very important thing that happened is they brought receipts into evidence. The hotel receipts. In October of 96, they found the hotel receipts in Keefe D's house. Asshole light. They also found hotel receipts in Orlando's house. They raided 38 homes. Say it again. To the person who says you're missing credible information, shut the fuck up. You saying Greg Caden's a liar. Look, you stupid son of a bitch. Greg Caden has not been called to the stand. Shut the fuck up. He's not in the case right now. So what are you talking about? You niggas sound stupid as fuck. You're talking about somebody who hasn't even been called to the stand. You sound stupid as hell. Greg Caden have not even been called to the stand yet. At all. What the fuck is you talking about? Matter of fact, who says they're going to call Greg Caden? They don't need him. They get Corey Edwards and find him and drag him in the courthouse and play his statement to the cops. It's over. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? Vince Carter, year 2000 NBA slam dunk contest, nigga. It's over. Period. If they get Corey Edwards, they're going to find him. Trust me, they got this nigga on high priority right now. The fact that he's on the run is going to destroy him. Y'all niggas don't have no brains. Brother, are you stupid? Fuck Russell Poole. He's not even in the case. Russell Poole's not alive, nigga. Shut up. You sound stupid, nigga. I'm going to block you. You're hurting my brain cells, bro. You're blocked. These niggas in here talking about people that's not even in the court, in the case, in the court. They're not even in the courtroom. What the hell is this nigga talking about? Bro, a jury is only going to talk about what's presented in front of them. Buster? Buster? Once again, you obviously don't smell what The Rock is cooking. And I'm going to say this to y'all once again. Today was a major day. Because the whole time people were saying, oh, well, they can't put Keefe D in Vegas. They showed today that they raided Keefe D's home in October of 96 and found hotel receipts in his home. Now, let's ask this question. Why would Keefe D have hotel receipts in his home to Las Vegas on the weekend Tupac Shakur got murdered? It was booked in his wife's name. What would Keefe D's wife be doing in Las Vegas on the weekend of the murder of Tupac Shakur? I'm asking you. I'm asking you that question. See, you idiots can't get around this. It has to be something like wrong with your brain cells. They have receipts in Keefe D's house and in Orlando Anderson's house. Two different hotels in Las Vegas the same weekend that Tupac Shakur got murdered. Now, apart from those receipts, they have Keefe D's own family member statements to the cops in 2006 where he admits that Keefe D was in Vegas the weekend of the murder of Tupac Shakur. And not only that, that he was mad as hell after Keith Orlando Anderson got jumped. Done. Done. Once, and here's the thing, Corey Edwards running is hurting them. It's hurting Keefe D's side. Because the fact that he is running, right? And they said it today in court. They said that the 95-year-old mama disappeared. The fact that he's running, that's going to kill him in court because they're going to say, see, he's running because he don't want to testify again in court to what he said on those police records. Ding, 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 ding. So all they have to do is just play his tape in court. Say, hey, he's a runaway, y'all. He's on the run. It's Keefe D's family member. Once you play that audio in court, Keefe's toast. Because they have not only his own family member, but another Southside Compton Crip. Game over. See, these people don't understand plain English. This don't got nothing to do with Greg Kading. You ain't got to say nothing about none of these other people. I'm talking about him, Corey Edwards. That's what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, they don't even need Greg Kading for this case. Once they get Corey Edwards, right? Once they get Corey Edwards, along with those hotel receipts that they entered into evidence today, he's gonna be the last big piece they need. Everything else is for shits and giggles. He's gonna be the last big piece they need. Everything else for shits and giggles. Because once he get up there, remember, he knew where all the money went. He knew all the inner dealings. His testimony is going to be some of the biggest. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. To the person who says they're not calling Kirk Burrows, ma'am, now I don't know what the hell wrong with you. Kirk Burrows is on the witness list. Kirk Burrows is going to show up in court. Kirk Burrows hates Diddy with a passion. That nigga showing up in court. Kirk Burrows is on the witness list. The hell wrong with you, man? Talking about you don't think they gonna call him. You a damn fool. They was trying to call Gene Deal because they wanted to further hammer home and link Diddy to Zip. The hell you think they ain't gonna call Kirk Burrows and he's the money man? What the hell is wrong with you? Kirk Burrows gonna go up there. That nigga gonna be up there doing a bankhead bounce testifying. But to the nigga who said, oh, well, Keefe D, he wasn't no big time. Well, this is what Keefe D said. And to the brother who says, hold on, bro. Brother, I'm not talking about Greg Kading. I don't care about him. I ain't block you again. Something wrong with you. You're a stalker.
Reach out to me and nothing. And it don't look like he won't ever reach out to me. Yeah. Yeah. I met him back in like 91.
Yo, to the brother who said they have no proof. Brother, hold
he
on.
was
Let me say this to you, brother. Brother, is something wrong with people's hearing skills in here? I think something's wrong with people listening skills in here. You said they have no proof. Brother, did I just tell you what happened today? Today, for everybody who doesn't understand, today in court, evidence was entered into this trial. The evidence that was entered were the hotel receipts. The hell is wrong with these people on the internet? You have people who are buffoons. They did a 38 home. Bobby Ladd sat up there today and told you what they did. They had to the brother who said you're gonna block. I didn't block you, bitch. You're still here running your mouth, nigga. Sit down and shut up. And go do whatever the hell it is you do. You see, this is what you're not listening. Today, brother, in court today, they entered into evidence. Go listen to Bobby Ladd's whole statement. Yeah, you missed that. That's why you need to stop running your mouth, dog. Bobby Ladd's entire testimony today. Fuck Keefe D. That's why Keefe D was sitting over there looking like shit today. Keefe D was looking like shit from what Bobby Ladd did to that nigga. Bobby Ladd ended that nigga on the stand today. Matter of fact, see, these niggas is unbearable on YouTube, y'all. These niggas is so unbearable on the internet, bro. Y'all know how I gotta do. I gotta pop out and show niggas, man. See, I'm capping. This is my fault. This is all my fault, y'all. Because if I wasn't capping, if I was standing on business like I was supposed to, niggas wouldn't even be able to talk, nigga. If I was standing on business like I was supposed to, so what am I gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? You know, have a little bit of sniffles, right? All right. Show y'all something. Show y'all something. I'm finna cook this nigga. I'm gonna cook this nigga. Hey, I want some pasta with some shrimp. Some of that white sauce. Pasta, shrimp, white sauce. I'm finna show y'all something. See, when I cook these niggas, y'all, I'm gonna stir fry niggas. I'm gonna stir fry niggas. See, these niggas be coming on the internet thinking they can say anything, nigga, and that shit gonna get off. It's not gonna work on me. I'm gonna show y'all niggas right now. I'm gonna show y'all right now. And when I do this, I don't want to hear nobody say nothing else. Y'all niggas just sit down and shut up, nigga. Cause you niggas sound crazy as hell. This shit is embarrassing, man. It truly is embarrassing that you got this low level of thinking on the internet, man. It's embarrassing. But that's okay. I'm gonna cook these niggas. Y'all don't make me come into the studio. Y'all don't make me come into the studio. So let's get in the studio. Let's get into the studio. They don't make me come into the studio to stand on business, y'all. So let's do it. Now, to all these niggas that was running their mouth, this is the reason why I sit and listen to 7 hours of testimony, nigga. And you don't. You cannot come to court. You can't come to court, right? To the person who says you need to listen to Suge Knight's interview. Suge Knight interview don't matter. If he's not testifying in court, it don't matter. Here's the reason why it don't matter. Because the jury's not seeing this asshole like, what the hell is wrong with your brain, man? Do you have some serious problems thinking, brother? If a person is not testifying in court, it don't matter what they saying on the internet if it's not brought in front of the judge, fool. What the hell is wrong with you, boy? It's something really wrong with these people on the internet, bro. He keep talking about somebody that hasn't been called to the trial. What are you talking about? Know your role and shut your mouth. Let's go. This is what happened when you deal with this level of stupidity. on the internet. It's insane. It truly is. Hold on, where's Mofo at?
A lot of gathering intelligence. I did this
to him. Cause nigga just running their mouth, nigga.
If you like to lunch, we are not offered to show
now
the defendants.
This is how you stir fry niggas. When these niggas talking crazy on the internet, this is how you stir fry niggas. Listen to what Bobby Ladd said today. And look at what they put into evidence. They literally put into evidence. Let me say this again. They literally put into evidence the hotel receipts today. What the F is wrong with these niggas? When they're talking to Bobby Ladd, they literally put the hotel receipts into evidence. Let's get into this. Let's get to it.
Gang members. And I also went out on a patrol officer.
And then did you change positions at some point?
Yes, when I was a patrol officer for several years. And that really was my beginning introduction into the world of the Crips and Bloods, because most of the radio calls that we got in Compton revolved around gang activity. So I got to learn there, the way they dress, the territories, how to read graffiti. And then in 1988, I was promoted to the gang unit.
And for our edification, how big is Compton?
Compton's a 10 square mile city. It had a population of 100,000 people, and we had 55 active gangs.
Now I want to say this to y'all. Notice how they aren't doing one thing, right? Notice how they're not really they're staying away from a certain things that could be very controversial for them. They're only sticking to certain aspects that they really need to prove their case. So peep what I'm saying. Now listen to what this guy say, because Bobby Ladd is telling y'all about the entire gang life. He's telling y'all about the whole raid and how they found those hotel receipts in Orlando Anderson and in Keefe D's home in October of 96. They literally entered it into evidence today. That's why I don't know why these niggas be on the internet talking. Oh, they ain't got no evidence. Nigga, did you watch court today? Did you not see that they raided them niggas' homes? Y'all niggas crazy as hell, man. Let's go, man.
It's in this little 10 square mile city.
And is it fair to say that most of the gangs were affiliated either with the Crips or Blood or Mob and various subsets of those types of groups?
Yes, it was basically Crips, Pyrus, and Hispanic gangs.
Okay.
Mr. Puel, you've reminded me that this may be a good time to read the Tavares instruction.
You're right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to hear testimony regarding drug trafficking, conspiracy, federal convictions, as well as gang affiliation. These are not offered to show the defendant's propensity to commit crime or any other improper purpose, and you may not consider it for those purposes. It is only offered to establish the credibility of the
hold on, y'all. I think something's wrong with this dude's brain. Brother, I'm going to say this to you again, brother. I don't know what you be puffing on. I'm going to say this to you, brother. You says it don't matter Suge was there. Bro, it doesn't matter if Suge was there or not. If he don't get on the stand and say something in court. Suge Knight already said he don't want to testify. He ain't got nothing to say. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Let me say this to you again, Buster. If Suge Knight is not called to the stand to say a word, it don't matter what else the fuck he say, nigga, because the jury is not going to see that. Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? Then let me say this to you. They're not going to care about anything Suge Knight says anyways. Because what the prosecution is going to do, they're going to tear Suge Knight's character up. They're going to destroy his character. And you know what they're going to say? They're going to say he has a reason to lie because he lived by a street code. That's what they're going to do. So sit down and shut up, nigga. You sound stupid. They're not even going to think about putting him on the stand, fool. You think the prosecution is dumb enough
to put Suge on the stand when they know if he gonna potentially go up there and either not say nothing or say, "No, I ain't see nothing." Come on, man. Something is wrong with these people on the internet, bro. It's called stinking thinking. I'm telling y'all this. So you have to use your brains. I don't know how much of you have, but it doesn't matter. Whatever Suge say on the internet don't matter if the jury don't hear that in court. Once again, y'all niggas is something wrong with these people on the internet, bro.
Statements made by defendant, motive, and identity. You may proceed, Mr. Paul.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, and then tell us a little bit about your career in terms of, you said in 1983 you became a patrol officer and you were patrolling Compton, which had you responding to a lot of gang-related calls. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
And then you ultimately go to the gang unit. Is that correct?
Yes.
And were you assigned a partner?
Yes, my partner was Tim Brennan.
And then who was the lieutenant in charge of the gang unit at the time?
Lieutenant Reggie Wright Sr.
During your time as a gang detective, did you also respond to a lot of gang activity in Compton?
Yes, when I got into the gang unit in 1988, Compton was a very violent city. We were averaging 70 to 80 homicides a year and hundreds of shootings. So my responsibilities now were to investigate all gang-related crimes.
Now, let me help y'all use y'all brain. Why is he saying that like that? Why is he saying, yo, he's telling y'all his history and working with gangs and working with all the different gang facets. I'm going to say this again, right? Working all the different gang facets, right? This dude's a fool. He said, did you see Keefe D lawyers just offer Suge Knight $1 million to come to court? Bro, you're blocked. This dude's an idiot, bro. If they did that, brother, that'd be the stupidest thing you would do ever, fool. That'd be the stupidest thing you'll do, fool. That's called bribery, you damn fool. Bro, I don't know what the hell you on, man, but bro, you off this channel, bro. You're not gonna make me lose no more brain cells arguing with you, dog. Go argue that shit with somebody else, man, who ain't got no common sense that's gonna sit up there and zone out with you and do whatever the hell it is you do, dog. You heard what I said, brother? If you want me to, I could tell you to you in Spanish, brother, because you look like you Spanish too. You look like you Latin. So, sí, pero tú sabes. Yo no sé qué pasó contigo. Eres un payaso o no puedo pienso o yo no sé, pero eres un loco. De verdad. Tienes que cambiar tu mente, loco, porque en serio, tú no sabes nada. Tú solo hablas mierda siempre. Tú hablas mierda siempre. Hablas la misma mierda. Todos los días aquí en el chat, tú hablas una mierda. No me gusta eso, no me gusta gente así. Eres un payaso, man. Tú no sirves en la mente. Tú tienes un problema de verdad, hermano. Tienes que cambiar eso. Ahora mismo. No mañana. No en la semana que viene. Ahora. This clown out of here, bro. I hope you understand it, nigga. I get it to you in 5 languages, nigga. The hell wrong with these people, man? So back to what I was saying, though, right? Before I was rudely interrupted by, he will talk about some, hey man, they offered him $1 million. Are you serious, bro? And you know about it? Ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all kids going to school. Make sure y'all kids are going to school, man. Because this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing, man. So anyways, though, he gonna ask, was that really Spanish? Que tu creo? Bro, I can do this whole entire broadcast in different languages, bro. What the hell wrong with you, man? So anyways, like I said to y'all, man, Bobby Ladd is telling y'all all these things about all these different gang members. Why? Because he getting ready to set up the whole play between Crips, the Southside Comptons, and the Ma Piru Bloods, right? And when he breaks it down in those sets, he's going to tell you, hey, look, I know about all the gangs, but when this happened, it was only these 2 particular gangs that was getting into it. What does that do? That furthers what they're trying to tell to the jury. Let's keep going.
gather intelligence and photograph and identify gang members. And I also went out on a daily basis and tried to contact gang members and talk to them when I arrested them. And also I tried to talk to them out in the field so I could kind of
Hold on, my brother. This is where you're gonna get cooked. So you saying, or my sister, I don't know if you do or sister, but anyways, you're saying that Bobby Ladd is dirty. So let me ask you this question. The fuck Keefe D. Lawyer ain't doing nothing about it when he had him on the stand. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. If Keefe D. Lawyer didn't do nothing about it when he was on the stand, straight up. Look at this, y'all. A motherfucker gonna tell me in the comment section I ain't fluent in English. You gonna tell me something about Spanish in English? Talk to me in Spanish. Habla conmigo en español. Payaso. So, like I said before, right? Again, like I said before, let's get back to this. Bobby Ladd, what he's doing is he's laying down this whole situation. He's laying down the whole play, right? So if Keefe D's lawyer and them, if these dudes are all frauds, why didn't they destroy Reggie Wright Jr. on the stand? He had him right there. Why Keefe D lawyer ain't say all these different things and cross? This is the same thing. I'm not saying it. I'm saying, but why his lawyer didn't say that? Why he didn't tell his lawyer go get on their ass? Same thing with Bobby Ladd. If you had so much information these guys was dirty, you're supposed to be dropping this on their helmets on cross-examination. Oh, well, we got your case file right here. What did you do here? What did you say here? What did you say here? Bro, what y'all say in the comment section is useless. You got to bring that shit up in court. Let's keep going. He get ready to cook their ass right now.
Trying to build a rapport with these gang members out there.
Okay, so I mean, you'll have to forgive me, but when I think of a officer or detective rolling through Compton and trying to start up a conversation with a gang member, it seems weird to me that the gang member would want to interact with you at all. Like, how did you develop that rapport?
Well, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes several years. You just gotta treat them fair, and you have to talk.
Right. So see, listen what he's saying. So he's saying, yo, if I see him getting high or some shit, they ain't really. I let him just give him a pass. But like, hey, talk to him, cool. Hey, so next time I talk to him, give me some information. I gave you a pass on some little shit. So a motherfucker might say, hey man, these cops is dirty, bro. Let me tell you something. What y'all think undercovers do? They some of the dirtiest mofos ever. Don't y'all know that in these federal stings, these cops are dirty as hell? They will dress up to be like drug dealers. Some of them would damn near be all the way knee deep in the case. That's why you had the movie In Too Deep. So you'll have cops out here doing dirty shit. Why? Because they want to get the results they want to get. Now, that doesn't mean that all of them are doing it for the narrative of that. But at the end of the day, if you're not going to expose it in court, shut up. They had a chance. All this shit y'all talking about, Keefe D's team had a chance to go in on these niggas on cross-examination. They didn't do it. Make it make sense. To the person who says, wait for the defense case, brother, you're not using your brains, brother. Gene Deal just said he's not going for the defense. They wanted him to testify. What are they? They're not going to be able to call Reggie White Jr. What witnesses are they going to be able to call up there? You tell me what character witnesses they're going to be able to call up there. Tell me who. They got to call witnesses, sir. When they give their side, when it's their turn, what witnesses are they going to get to go up there? What law-abiding citizens is going to go up there for Keefe D and say, hey, man, he wasn't in Vegas? Come on, bro. Make it make sense. You're not using your brains, brother. Tell me something. I thought you said you wait for all the facts. You're not listening. No, you're not listening, sir. All these people that y'all are talking about are already in court. They had a chance to say all that shit to Reggie Wright Sr. Didn't say nothing. Or Jr. Didn't say nothing. They was on cross-examination.
right? Once again, I'm telling you what we seeing in court. You had Bobby Ladd on the stand today. They said, oh, Bobby Ladd a dirty cat. Okay, so why didn't they expose it? They had him on cross today. You can't call Bobby Ladd back up now. You had him on cross today. Learn court, learn law, learn how the legal process works. Before you just come in here and start running your mouth. Straight up. You said this is the prosecution's case, brother. You're not listening. Brother, my man. I think you don't understand law. When the prosecution calls a witness you have a problem with, once they call that witness, they have opened the door for you. So on cross-examination, Keefe D's lawyers can go in. They didn't. So to say they're protected, how are they protected when Keefe D's lawyer ain't say shit? Y'all saying all this stuff about these different people. Okay, cool. Why ain't he saying nothing about this on cross-examination? He had Bobby Ladd on cross-examination today. You said they can be recalled. They're not going to be recalled. They've already talked about this. You talking about they can be recalled. Man, sit down and shut up, man. Talking about something, they'll be called back. They won't be called back. Those are the questions you ask on cross-examination, fool. Don't y'all know that this case, that they damn near have a timeline on it? They've already gave their witness list up, fool. What the hell is wrong with you people? And none of those people were on their witness list. What the hell is wrong with you, son? For them to call, yes, I know about court, you idiot. For them to recall Reggie Wright Jr., for them to recall Bobby Ladd, you know what they do? At the end of the cross-examination, you idiot, they tell the judge, hey, judge, I request the right to re-examine this witness. They didn't do it. The hell is wrong with you, boy? Your Honor, I request the right to re-examine this witness. They didn't do it. I sat right here and listened to the whole testimony. We're gonna get right to the phone. I'm gonna stir fry you. Y'all niggas ain't got, bro. This is crazy.
Talk to him like you'd want to be.
Let's get right to it.
In Compton, the mid 90s, 1995, 1996. Were you familiar with somebody by the name of Dwayne Davis?
Let's go.
Yes.
Were you aware? Was he somebody that was a high-ranking person in that gang or a low-ranking person in that gang?
Well, as high as you can get, yeah.
Now, what are the different levels of gangsters in Southside, or just general gangs? Are there different levels?
Yes, there's definitely a hierarchy within the black gangs in Compton. There's really 3 phases that these guys go through. The first phase is the BG, or baby gangster phase. And this is the time when they're just joining a gang. And usually, most of the time, not all the time, they get jumped in. And by getting jumped in, you have to show how tough you are. So it's probably lasts about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, where 5, 6, 7 gang members are going to try to beat this guy up. And he's got to fight with them to show how tough he is. And if he passes, he gets to join the gang. And these are the ages between 12, 13 to 15.
Now, why are they asking him this? They're asking him this because what Bobby Ladd is doing is corroborating the story of the other member of the Crips that already testified. When he said they had to fight to get in, only thing that the cops is doing is corroborating these other guys' stories. So now you have the gangsters saying this, and you had the cops saying this. Bro, Keefe D's fried. I don't know if y'all niggas don't see there's something wrong with your brains, nigga.
And 16. And this is the beginning stages. So they're out there doing low-level crime, such as graffiti, selling drugs for the older gang members, and being lookouts.
And then is there a level above that?
Yeah, the next level we call the gangster phase.
Look how Keefe
And that's
looking.
from
He
the
know he
ages of
fucked.
15 to 16 to about 25 or 26. Now, this is a stage where these guys do the most violence. They're the ones out there that are committing the drive-by shootings and murders and robberies and carjacking. What they're trying to do is they're trying to earn their stripes for the gang so they can get kind of respect within the gang. So this is the most violent time for these gangsters.
And then is there another level in the hierarchy?
Yes, the last level is ages 25 to 26 on up. And these are the guys that a lot of them went to prison during their gangster phase. And a lot of them are getting older now and they put in the work. They call it earning their stripes within the gang. They're getting their respect. Now they're the older gangsters.
Now he's breaking down the entire gang life. They got him up here breaking this shit down like it's elementary school to the jury. That nigga's cooked. Listen now.
And these guys become the leaders or shot callers.
And look at Keefe D's face the whole time. That nigga Keefe D know he fucked. When they pull out these receipts at the hotel, in a minute, Keefe D know he's fucked. Look at his face.
And these guys become the leaders or shot callers of the gang. And they tell the younger officers what to do. And again, they take this very seriously. If the OGs tell younger gangsters what to do, they do it without hesitation. If they don't, there's going to be severe consequences. I've seen all the way from severe beatdowns all the way up to murder.
Right. Now, in that hierarchy, so we have baby gangsters, just what was the middle one called? Just gangsters?
Just
Gangsters, and then like OGs.
Hold on. Y'all saying the lawyer's weak. Let me say something to y'all. The lawyer cannot say this is a lie. The lawyer cannot say this is a lie because all they've done is already brought gang members in there from both sides that have admitted this shit is true. How can Keefe D's lawyers sit up there and say this is a lie when you have gang members that have came up there and said, "No, what he's saying is true"? You niggas, like I said, y'all don't make no sense on the internet, bro. What Bobby Ladd, he's a police officer that's telling y'all about the gang life. He's been around this, worked through all this. They've had actual gang members come up and testify to these same things. Standing on business. How you got put on. Etc., etc. What the hell is wrong with if Keefe D's lawyers say, "Oh, you're lying about that"? Are you out your damn mind? All they'll do is go call 5 more gangsters to come up and testify how they got put on, nigga. So the person said Bobby's lying. What is he lying about? What did Bobby just lie about? Did Bobby just lie about anything about getting put on? What did he lie about? Tell me up to right now, what has Bobby lied about? What did he lie about? He's literally sitting up here breaking down the gangster lifestyle for you. He's telling you how they came in as youngins, what their jobs are, basically what they're doing at an early age. After they earned their stripes, how they moving, and then how they moving as OGs in the game. He's literally, so what is he lying about? Just tell it to me. You say he's lying. Tell me what he's lying about. Because your math ain't mathing. Go ahead. Tell me. You tell me, dog. Since you know it, you tell me. Because Bobby's sitting here breaking this shit down like, elementary. I'm not playing. I'm talking about Bobby's part. I'm about to play his part. I'm saying to you saying Bobby's lying. I'm saying, what is he lying about right now? That's what you're saying. I'm going to ask you that question. You ain't got no answer to that question. Sit down and shut the fuck up, dog. Nobody want to hear that shit.
Did you happen to know in the mid-90s where Dwayne Davis stood in that hierarchy?
Yes, he was a shot caller.
And look how Keefe D looking. He looking at him. Keefe D ain't looking at that nigga like he was looking at the other dude like, "Nah, you lying." Keefe ain't looking at him like that. You know why? Because Keefe D and that officer, they know each other very well. They got history with each other. And when you got history, you got that much history with a cop. Shit, he might know some shit about you. Bro, listen. I'm telling y'all this. To the person who says I gotta be right, block everybody. No, I block people because I don't want to have to deal with no more headaches on my channel, brother. I'm not blocking you, nigga. I'm blocking stupidity. when you're showing this, I asked the brother, I ain't even blocked that other dude. I asked him, I said, yo, tell me what it is. He ain't even say nothing. Tell me what Bobby Ladd's lying about right now. You can't even tell me. Your name is so low, but you can't even tell me. You can't even tell me, dog. And you calling somebody fun boy? Ain't no fun boy over here, nigga. Straight up, nigga. Why would that type of thought come to your mind, nigga? Is that what you on? So, like I said before, what did Bobby Ladd lie about? To this point right now, he said Bobby Ladd is lying. What did he lie about? Do niggas not get put on? Do niggas not earn their stripes? Do they not sell drugs? Do some of these niggas not get jumped in? They've already had gang members on the stand telling y'all this shit. I don't know what else you can say to niggas, man. Shit is embarrassing. The level of thinking, lack thereof, is disgusting.
You may.
Look at Keefe D. He ain't even arguing. Look at that nigga Keefe D. He looking back to see who in the courtroom. Look at him. So, like I said before, let's keep going, man.
All right, so you're saying that Mr. Davis was a shot caller within the Southside Compton Crips.
Absolutely, yes.
And what does that mean?
Well, he could tell the younger gangsters what to do, and if they don't listen, like I just said, there's going to be severe consequences. The younger gang members are supposed to do what they're told without hesitation.
Now, were you aware of whether or not Mr. Davis was a narcotics trafficker?
Yes, he was definitely a high-level narcotics dealer. Compton, we were a small city, and we didn't have the manpower or the resources to go after a major narcotics dealer like Mr. Davis. But during my time in the gang unit, we were approached by two different.
So guess what they proved? Keefe wasn't lying about that. Keefe said that shit all in his interviews. Hey, dude. Hey, man, I was moving 300 fucking keys, man. He was saying this shit all in his interviews. He won't lie about that. He won't lie about that. So that's what they're telling y'all is going to be more corroboration. It's going to be more corroboration to what they're putting in on Keefe D. That his story was not a lie. It's just going to be more confirmation that all the shit he said in them interviews was more than likely probably 85% to 90% true. When that nigga said that Diddy fucked up his whole operation. So that nigga bought the thunder with him. The fucking that's what he said. Straight up. So again, y'all niggas, who was y'all niggas arguing with? This shit is on tape, my nigga. This shit on tape, dog. You can't make this up, bro. The nigga, he said this himself, dog. And y'all sitting over here, you capping, my nigga, like, it's not gonna work, dog. So the officer, he ain't doing no more corroborating what Keefe D said about his drug life. So Keefe D was not lying about that part. That nigga was acting like he was Teflon Don. He wasn't lying about that shit. Keefe D was really out here moving weight. Know what I'm saying? Straight up. So to the dude who said that, y'all not, like I said, bro, you got to make some sense when you say stuff, bro. Right? How a nigga can come out here all these years, take credit for something, and then when the cops come, you know what I'm saying, then they ain't got nothing to say. Come on, bro. Cut this capping ass shit out, man. Cut this capping ass shit out, man. Real talk, man. Look right here, y'all.
You look out for everybody fucking else. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I seen he brought that dude, what's his name? his name? The dude, Drink Club. The dude from Drink Club.
Oh, you talking about Nori?
Noriega. Yeah, he brought him what he bought him, a Maybach truck? Yeah. Yeah, I think he should look out. You know what I'm saying? He worth $1 billion. He should come look out. Come build a basketball gym at our.
Y'all see this fool right here? He said Kaden made all this up. How did Kaden make this up and Keefe D's on tape, dog? Kaden does not have anything to make up if Keefe D doesn't say this shit, bro. And guess what? You're saying Kaden made this up. How did Kaden make up what Keefe D said about his drug dealing life? Kaden didn't make that shit up. Keefe D said that. Keefe D literally said that nigga act like he was Pablo Escobar. How did Kaden make that up? I need you to answer that question. You said Kaden made all this shit up. How? They got 10 hours of Keefe D on tape talking, running his mouth, bro. Answer that question, brother. How did Kaden make all this up if Keefe D is saying all these things and these things are being confirmed? Keefe D said he was a Southside Compton Crip. That's been confirmed. Keefe D said he was a high-level, big-time drug dealer. That's been confirmed. Keefe D said he was linked to Diddy and going to all these little events and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. That has been confirmed on the outside from other stories. You want to keep going? Cut this shit out. Keefe D put himself in many situations. Greg Caden couldn't make that shit up. And then all they did was get different things to corroborate certain aspects of what he said. Let's keep going.
You know what I'm saying? Do something for us, dog. You know what I'm saying? He wrong. You know, he like we some shit on the grass or something. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't even know us no more. God damn, buddy.
If you could say anything to Puffy after everything you did for him, what would you say to him?
I'm still here, bro. Still waiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here waiting, bro.
Hold on. Let me answer that question. And I got all respect for Gene Deal. But that's not Caden's fault. What Caden did was not illegal by taking those tapes. It was not illegal. He took tapes that were not sealed. The ones he took and played were not sealed. Look it up. I've already looked the information up. Then now that's why Caden has never been prosecuted for that, because it wasn't illegal what he did. You have to actually look this stuff up. Then let's talk about this part of it. Because if what Caden did was illegal, it's in front of the whole world, he would have been locked up for that. It wasn't illegal. He didn't take anything that was sealed. Y'all hearing all the shit that was sealed now in court. You never heard all this shit from Caden. But let's talk about something else. Incentivize. Bro, you can't incentivize somebody who don't want to be incentivized. Think about this. You can't incentivize somebody who don't want to be incentivized. That's two. Right? Let's get to the next part. Since y'all niggas really want to cook, let's cook. Right? All this boils down to Greg Caden let Keefe D get a proffer. If Keefe D don't open his mouth, we not here. Game over. There ain't nothing else to talk about. If Keefe D do not open his mouth, we are not here. We ain't got nothing to talk about. Game over. Take Greg Caden out. Take Bobby Ladd out. Take everybody else that testified out. To the person who said I got to be right. Nigga, I am right, nigga. If Keefe D did not say a fucking word, we are not here. Asshole light. That's y'all wonder why we get mad at people. This is elementary. Keefe D had a proffer agreement, fool. If he would have not did interviews talking about this shit, Keefe D would be living his own life happily ever after. The fact that he broke the proffer agreement, went on the internet, and started talking is the only reason why we all here today. Period. It's disgusting that we have a whole chat room that's full of people that don't understand that. If Keefe D would have kept his mouth shut, we are not here today. He broke his own. That nigga ain't even read the paperwork. He didn't even know. Think about this. He did it all to himself. They all in here blaming somebody else for some shit that nigga did to himself. If Keefe D would have never got on them tapes and talked to them cops, it wouldn't be nothing to talk about. Come on, bro. What the fuck is y'all doing? Greg Caden wouldn't matter. All that shit y'all said about Reggie wouldn't matter. None of these other people would matter. If that nigga wouldn't not said nothing, that's the only nigga that came on the internet talking about, hey man, Tupac was breakdancing in the backseat when he got shot. Come on, bro. What you think the cops gonna do when you give them information to do police work, nigga?
I used to pop all the champagne bottles, all that shit on. I used to fill up the tubs at all of them things. Ashley, when did I used to buy 2 cases of champagne, fill up the bottle. Andre Herrera, all of them dudes used to be in the room, man. We used to have a ball, dude.
He naming names. How he making all this up?
You need to come to New York. I swear we'll repay you. I've been waiting on that repay for a long time, bro. Yeah. I got him popping them bottles like that. We pop. Poof, poof. It's down like the 4th of July in them hotels, in them sweet style. They used to be popping the shit out of them bottles, dude. Shooting dice, all that shit. We used to have fun, dog. But he never. Damn, I can't even get a fucking Roman noodle soup up in jail, man. That's bad, dude. You know what I'm saying? And he know I was in jail. You know? A Roman noodle soup. That's bad, man. Don't you think so?
If what you're saying is true about you giving him protection when he came to LA because he was scared of Tupac and Suge.
All that, man. Yeah. Gene Deal even say, man, goddamn, he saved your ass a gang of times. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, I think I recall him saying that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he should give Keefe something. He said that, didn't he? Because I saved his ass a gang of times. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, these dudes out here eat your ass up. These some wolves out here, dude. You know LA, this ain't no joke. They will eat your ass alive out of here, dude. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you coming out here faking, for sure. Yeah.
Speaking of Puffy, right? You saving Puffy. Tell me that story about how you saved Puffy and a guy named D-Mac, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Puffy and D-Mac? Oh.
Yeah, tell me that story.
Oh, we
break
was
that down to a T.
Oh, okay. We was at this club on Sunset Boulevard called the Roxy.
How you making all that up?
It was me, D-Mac, Puff, and a few of them New York dudes.
To the person who says, why would the police department give him a proffer agreement? First of all, let's talk about that. That's a great question. I'm not even mad at you for asking that question. That's a great question. He says, why would the PD give him a proffer agreement in the first place? First of all, because they weren't even investigating the Tupac murder. Greg Kading and them was on the Biggie Smalls murder. Let me repeat myself again. Greg Kading was hired to reinvestigate the Biggie Smalls murder to see if cops were involved in the murder of Biggie Smalls. Right? Keefe D gets jammed up on drug charges. Right? So Greg Kading used that as an opportunity. Let me see how much information I can get out of him, because at first he was a suspect in the murder of the Notorious B.I.G. How do we know that? Because the bald-headed cop told y'all that. And it's in the paperwork. Then when they act, because he ended up having beef with Diddy and them over payments and other shit. So he was a suspect at first. Right? Then once they investigated him and they asked him, the black cop said this in court. He said that Keefe D said, nah, we ain't do that one. That one we ain't do. He said, so they took that as, hold on, that one, hold on, there's only one other. The other one was Tupac. So that's when they started getting information from him about the murder of Tupac Shakur. Right? They were going big game hunting. The black cop already told y'all they was trying to line up Diddy and Bad Boy and them for a RICO. The feds were trying to get them niggas for a RICO. So you have to use your brains, brother. Sometimes cops are going to take information from guys and gather information till they can get the guys who they want to get. They want to get the big targets. That's why they let the little guys flip. Use your brains, brother. It's easy work. This is why I'm here, though. I'm here to educate.
Zip was with us too when one of my homies. So they was shooting pool. They was shooting some one of these Damu riders. I think he was from the jungles. They was shooting him some pool. And I think they were shooting for like $5,000. So boom. D-Mac beat the dude. You know what I'm saying? D-Mac beat the dude in pool. So he didn't want to pay up. So D-Mac got to talking shit. So that dude did a swoo whoop holler. Swoo whoop. And them dudes came from everywhere. We was in the VIP upstairs too, shooting pool. I don't know how they got by the security or nothing, but shit, they was up there about 30 Damu riders. It just so happened that I knew Grand Pooba and Big Chris and Geek. They're like, oh, that's KVD. Otherwise, we would have been destroyed up in that motherfucker. They would have broke our back. I ain't gonna lie, we'd have lost that one for sure. But I had me a pool stick. I was gonna defend the shit out of myself. Yeah. That's one time he could have lost his fucking life. Gene Deals kind of said it. Gene Deals kind of touched on it and shit. I saved him that day for sure. Lucky them dudes knew me, dude. Otherwise, we would have been destroyed. I had me a pool stick. I was gonna defend the shit out of myself for sure. You know? Yeah. That's what he knowed he was done too. He was done for. They was in there deep. Good thing I knew Grand Pooba. He used to come up to they had a lowrider club called the Damu Riders.
How you making all
They
that
used to
up?
come up to our hydraulic place and get their cars fixed. Compton Hydraulics. Dude, matter of fact, Geek was a young balling motherfucker. Young balling, super balling motherfucker. To be that young. And Grand Pooba saved us. Like, oh, that's KVD. Like, oh, I was happy as a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But I was gonna defend myself. They didn't know to get them pool stick. I know I had me one. Yeah, but Puffy and them would have been destroyed that day. They was up there, some big old dudes too, boy. Yeah, looked like they was eating. Yeah, looked like they was eating steel for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Big old youngsters. Yeah, Damu Riders. Yeah, he was scared to death too, boy. I told him too, boy. And matter of fact, it was after the Pac thing, you know. Yeah,
It was after Pac got killed.
yeah. We was at the Roxy on Sunset. Yeah.
And what was Puffy doing, yo, while this was happening?
Shit. We were surrounded. That's all I can say. We would have been murdered. You know what I'm saying? They was at least 30 deep up in there, and good thing I knew the dudes. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh, that's KVD. Woo. And we shook it out, and they didn't pay that $5,000 though for sure. They didn't pay D-Mac. You know, D-Mac is the game manager. Matter of fact, he was Puff college roommate at Howard.
See how he telling y'all all this information, bro? How could he know this is that all that shit was capped? Now let's get back to Bobby Ladd because I had to show y'all how he brought in the evidence against Keefe D with the hotel receipts.
Agencies, the FBI task force, really, the DEA and FBI task force, and they would come to us because they wanted information on Mr. Davis's fellow gang members who he hung around with. And basically, they would tell us that he's trafficking narcotics across the United States all the way to the East Coast.
Now, I want to talk a little bit more about Mr. Davis. Would you see him sometimes in Compton?
Yes, many, many times I've seen Mr. Davis.
And can you do you see him in the courtroom today?
Yes, I.
Can you please point him out and identify an article of clothing he's wearing?
Yeah, he's a male black sitting at the end of the table wearing it's either gray or black suit.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the identification of the defendant in this case?
It will.
All right, and how would Mr. Davis dress in normal like gangster attire, like you were talking about before, or would he dress differently?
Why they saying that? Because Keefe D was arguing with the girl before this case started in the interview, talking about, look at me, I'm in a suit. Don't you think I would have been in something different? It's so hot outside. He's confirming with the cop that Keefe D dressed not like a gangster, but like a stone cold businessman, clean cut businessman. Look at it. He lining the whole shit up. Y'all not even peeping this.
You know, in his later years after he became a leader, whenever I'd see him, he'd be nicely dressed. Have the brim hat on, and he wouldn't have anything gangster-like on. He was always well dressed.
I'm going to ask you now about somebody by the name of Orlando Anderson. Were you familiar with Mr. Anderson?
Yes, I was very familiar with Mr. Anderson. I had many, many contacts with him.
Okay, and can you tell us how you first became aware of Mr. Anderson's involvement in gang activity, if such activity existed?
Yes, I guess you could say I was there for his initiation into the gang. My partner, Tim Brennan, and I, we were at a fast food restaurant getting something to eat. We're in the drive-thru. And this particular restaurant was right adjacent to Southside Crip territory. And there's an alley that runs just adjacent to it. So as we got our food, and we were driving out of the fast food restaurant, and all of a sudden we heard a barrage of shots. We can hear them hitting our car. Then heard about 5 or 6 shots, right? So after the shots stopped, we looked at each other, jumped out of the car, made sure we were all right, and we ran to where the shots were coming from. And witnesses were pointing down the street, and I saw 3 male blacks running down towards a known gang hangout. So these guys ran in there. We called the troops. We subsequently arrested Orlando Anderson and 2 other people. And during their interviews, they said that was part of their initiation. They didn't have to be jumped in if they tried to kill me and my partner. So they were automatically in the gang, and Orlando Anderson wasn't the shooter during this incident.
Was not.
Was not.
Yeah. Now, were you familiar? Well, did Orlando Anderson, to your knowledge, have any relation to Dwayne Davis?
Yes, we found out that it was Orlando Anderson was Keefe's nephew. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And Keefe is what Mr. Davis went by.
Yeah, Keefe D.
Yeah, Keefe D. Is that kind of how you're used to referring to Mr. Davis?
I kind of know them by their nicknames, really.
Okay. And then, were you also familiar with somebody by the name of Terrence Bubble Up Brown?
Yes, had many contacts with Mr. Brown. He was kind of an older gangster, call him a wobbler. I still considered him in the gangster phase, but he kind of was a little older too.
And I guess in the mid 90s, what phase or what level would you say Orlando Anderson was?
Definitely gangster phase.
And then did he go by any nicknames that you're aware of, Orlando Anderson?
Listen very close.
Yes, Baby Lane.
And then were you familiar with somebody by the name of DeAndre Smith?
Yes, DeAndre Smith, many contacts with him. Again, admitted to me, he's a Southside Crip member. His nickname was Big Dre.
Why was he called Big Dre?
Because he was a big man, and he was like 6'4", probably 300 pounds. He was a big guy.
Were you also familiar with a gang called Mob Piru?
Yes.
Can you tell us about Mob Piru?
Yes, they're a gang in the city of Compton, and they're located in the northeast portion of our city. Their gang used to be called the Looters Park Piru. That was their territory. In about 1975 or 76, a group of kids over there wanted to start their own gang and have their own territory. So they started at Mob Piru, which stands for Members of Bloods. Now their area is probably a quarter mile in each direction, and there's probably 45 to 50 active gang members in this gang also, and they identified themselves by wearing the color red. So, and just like the Crips wore anything blue, the Pyrus or Bloods wear everything red.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the flare up between Mob Piru and Southside Crips. But even before any of the music or any of the particular 1990s issues that we're here to discuss, would it be fair to say that Mob Piru and Southside Crips were natural rivals?
Yes, the Bloods and Crips never got along since they originated way back in the early 70s. They're kind of like just natural enemies because one wears red and one wears blue.
Were you familiar with whether or not Mob Piru associated with any particular record label in the mid-90s?
Yes, Death Row Records.
And do you know who ran Death Row Records at the time?
Yes, Suge Knight.
And were you familiar with Suge Knight prior to his ascension in Death Row Records?
Yeah, we had contact with him before, but not many because he really wasn't a gang member. He didn't really hang out, but he grew up in that neighborhood.
I'm going to ask you about some of the people that you would associate with the Mob Piru. Earlier, I think now it's last week, we met with somebody named James McDonald. Are you familiar with James McDonald?
Yes, very.
Do you recall what his nickname was?
Yes, Mob James.
Now, would you go to the McDonald house in Mob Piru territory?
Yes, Mob James's house was kind of like the main hangout for the Mob Piru, Looters Park Piru. He had two younger brothers, Buntry and Timmy Rue. So this was the main hangout for the Mob Pirus, and we would go there. If you wanted to find a Mob Piru, that's the first place you'd look. So we had many run-ins at this Mob James house.
And were you familiar with somebody by the name of Trayvon Lane?
Yes.
And States Exhibit 60? Do you recognize the person depicted in States Exhibit 60?
Yes, that's Trayvon Lane. His nickname's Trey, and he's a member of the Mob Piru.
Are you familiar with somebody by the name of Roger Williams?
Yes, I am. His nickname is Neckbone, and he's also a member of the Mob Piru.
No, actually, I think I skipped something with Trayvon Lane. You had talked about the 3 levels of being a gangster. What level would you say Trayvon Lane was in the mid-90s?
Gangster.
Okay, so like the middle, most violent level.
Yes.
And then with in the mid-90s, what level was Roger Williams?
Definitely gangster.
In the mid-90s, what level was Mob James McDonald?
I would consider him an OG.
And then you'd mentioned Buntry. Is that Alton McDonald?
Yes, it is.
And in the mid-90s, what level would you describe him?
Gangster.
And then are you now in that neighborhood, same neighborhood, there was a person that lived there or grew up there named Reggie Wright Jr. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Were you familiar with Reggie Wright Jr.?
Very, yes.
And when you say very, how are you familiar with Reggie Wright Jr.?
Well, he used to work at the Compton Police Department. He was a jailer, and then he went to be a full-time police officer, I think, in around 1988. He was only there for like 5 years because he got injured and had to retire.
Now, I'm going to ask you something, I guess, culturally about gang life. How important is one's reputation in the gang world?
Very. It's these guys live for respect. That's how they live their lives.
And then if somebody felt as though they were disrespected, what would you expect them to do?
They have to retaliate. If a gang member is disrespected, they have to retaliate, or they're considered a punk out in the streets. And if you get considered a punk out in the streets, you kind of lose your respect and credibility.
And what's the consequence of losing your respect and credibility in the streets?
Well, I mean, no, you're going to be nothing in that game, really.
And then we talked about the hundreds of murders that you've investigated and the thousands of shootings you've investigated, was retaliation, in your experience, ever a motive for those shootings or
Setting
murders?
right up for the night of the fight.
Yes. I've investigated like 1,000 crimes, and I would say 90% of them are because of disrespect.
So he got the gangsters. He got the gangsters to say this shit, and now he got the cops to say it. That's why the niggas toast. Y'all not listening to how they setting this whole case up, bro. They're saying stuff, and then they're getting other people to cooperate that shit. So they're getting the gangsters to say something, and they're getting the cops to cooperate with the gangsters are saying. It's over with, nigga.
So when you get disrespected as a gang member, you can expect some sort of retaliation.
Now, you had heard gathering intelligence about this Lakewood Mall incident. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
But you weren't there, were you?
No.
And just so we're all clear, Lakewood Mall, is that in Compton?
No, it's several miles out of Compton.
And so that wouldn't be something for you to investigate.
No.
But as a gang expert and a gang investigator, what to you is the significance of somebody trying to rip off a gang member's chain?
Well, it's definitely disrespect, especially the chain that they were trying to take at the Lakewood Mall. It was a highly prized medallion, and these guys wore it like a badge of honor. So them try to steal this chain and beat up this subject, it would be a major display of disrespect. So now this guy's got to go back to the Mob Piru and Death Row Records and tell them what happened. So the next time they see each other, it's going to be on site. As soon as they see each other, some confrontation is going to happen.
And you had said that we're talking about the chain. We're talking about that Death Row chain. Is that right?
Yes.
And you had mentioned that they were wearing it with great pride. By they, who are you talking about?
The entourage of Suge Knight. That's Trayvon Lane. Well, back in '95, Suge Knight gave these out as Christmas presents to his entourage, like just, Trayvon, Neckbone, Buntree. They gave one to Reggie Wright Jr. So not too many people had him at this time. So it was a prized possession to these guys.
Now listen closely.
Now,
They about to tell y'all about the ticket.
To September 7th of 1996.
Here we go.
You're aware you become aware of a shooting that occurs out here in Las Vegas, September 7th, 1996. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you become aware of the shooting that occurred here on September 7th, 1996?
Well, I was at home, and I get a call from my boss, who's Reggie Wright Sr., and he tells me that, hey, Suge Knight and Tupac were just shot. Tupac's in critical condition, and get ready because it's coming back to Compton. He told me that they thought the Southside Crips were responsible for the shooting.
And so when he's telling you this, do you now have to have a response to this? Or why is he telling you specifically to get ready?
Because when you disrespect and shoot the biggest rap mogul on the planet and the biggest rap star on the planet, and he surrounds himself with the Mob Piru, then there's going to be some sort of retaliation. And all these guys were from Compton. So when they got back to Compton, we expected a war.
And was there a war?
There definitely was a war.
Now listen close.
Can you tell us about that? So in the immediate aftermath of the Tupac Shakur shooting, did you notice an uptick in violence in Compton?
Yes, 2 days after Tupac was shot was our first shooting. One of the OGs was at a store on Alondra Boulevard in Compton, and he was shot in the back several times, and a 10-year-old little girl got caught in the crossfire, and she was hit, and she was in critical condition. And the guy that was shot was a Southside Crip member, and again, he was the shot caller for the Southside Crips. His name was Darnell Brim.
Okay, and we've heard Darnell Brim's name before here, but was Darnell Brim part of the same subgroup of the Southside Crips as Dwayne Davis?
No, he was a Southside Crip gang member like they all were, but there was two factions of it. There was a group called the Burrs Crew, which Mr. Davis ran, and then there was a Glencoe crew that
Listen
Darnell
close.
Brim ran.
And is it fair to say that at some point there was a conflict between the two groups that caused the factionalization?
Yes, they used to be one big happy family, but there was a disagreement over drugs, or some drugs were stolen from one of the Burrs crew members, and that's when they split apart. They start fighting with each other, and they split apart into two different factions.
Now, in your understanding of gang culture, would Mob Piru, if they're seeking retaliation, would they be discerning about which crew or which part of the Southside Compton Crips they were shooting at, or would it just be you find a Southside Crip and then you start shooting?
Yeah, they don't care. When they go hunting for somebody, they don't care which faction he's from. If he's a Southside Crip member, or they're going to go after him.
Now, certainly that wasn't the only shooting that occurred in the immediate aftermath of the Tupac Shakur shooting. Is that correct?
That's correct. We had 3 murders and 10 attempted murder drive-by shootings that happened within a 10-day period in Compton.
And is that when, and were those shootings going back and forth related to Mob Piru and Southside Crips?
Yes.
So, I mean, you had mentioned earlier, there's 53 or 50 plus gangs in this 10 square mile radius. But during this particular heightened sense of violence, what was happening was the shooting back and forth between Mob Piru and Southside Crips.
Yes, but basically what it told me as a gang investigator right after the first shooting of Darnell Brim, to me there was no doubt in my mind that the Southside Crips were responsible, because the Mob Piru had to retaliate, and they had 54 other gangs to choose from, but they went right after the Southside Crips. So there's no doubt in mind who's responsible for shooting Tupac and Suge Knight.
Now, as a result of this, in
Look at Keefe,
October,
yo.
do you and your partner Tim Brennan put together a multi-house search warrant?
That is correct.
And what was the purpose of this search warrant?
Well, we had 2 purposes, really. One, there was a war in the city of Compton, and innocent people were getting shot as well as gang members. And so we wanted to put a stop to that. So by hitting houses on both sides, both the Pirus and the Crips, and we wanted to quell the violence and try to stop it. The other reason was we wanted to try to help Las Vegas PD with their investigation of the shooting of Tupac and Suge.
And when you said you wanted to help the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department in their investigation of who shot Tupac and Suge,
Look how Keefe looking.
can you elaborate more on how you believed this search warrant might help Metro in its investigation?
Yes, the way we handle gang-related homicides is when we did the search warrant, we'd find a reason, hopefully, to arrest them. We'd find guns or narcotics in their house, and then we'd bring them down to the station. So you would have all the players that were involved, like that we were heard about, that was involved in the shooting of Tupac Shakur. So we rounded them all up, and hopefully Las Vegas PD would come down and try to interview them, try to get one of them to cop out, or to try to put them in Las Vegas, whatever they want to do on their investigation of the murder. We rounded up all the people for them. So that's how we help them.
So the search warrant served 2 purposes. You have an active
listen, this is the evidence right here.
on, and you're trying to slow the violence in Compton, but you're also thinking, well, maybe we can get some of the folks who we think might be involved in the Tupac shooting to start talking as well.
Correct.
Did Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department send detectives out here for that purpose, or out there for that purpose?
Yes, they sent 2 detectives.
Now, with regards to the search warrant itself, were a number of firearms recovered as well?
Yes.
And was part of the goal that maybe not only just take this guns off the street for the Compton War, but was there a hope that maybe the firearm for the Tupac Shakur murder might be recovered as well?
That's correct also.
It's fair to say that that did not happen.
That's correct.
You know, I'm actually going to approach what
Listen.
state's proposed exhibit number 161.
Evidence. Listen right here. This is when he put the evidence in right here about the hotel tickets. Look at Keefe D. Game over, nigga. Game over. Y'all niggas coming here capping, nigga. I was never capping.
I'm showing you what's proposed state's exhibit number 161.
Look at that nigga.
Yeah, my glasses.
No problem.
Watch your screen right here, y'all. He gonna put in a couple of evidence. Now listen, look at what he do first.
Do you recognize what's in what state's proposed exhibit 161 is?
Yes, it's a search warrant.
And can you open it up and look through it? Do you recognize the search warrant?
Yes, I do. It was a search warrant that we prepared. Well, Tim wrote after the Tupac shooting.
And was it? Did you assist him in the investigation that led up to the search warrant?
Yes,
And did you assist him in giving him the information in order to get the probable cause?
definitely.
Now
Yes.
look what they show in this
Did you
paper,
also
y'all.
assist in executing that search warrant?
Yes.
Now, state's going to move state's proposed exhibit 161 as evidence.
Any
Now, he
objections?
just entered this in the evidence. Why? You about to see why. So the actual
Now,
raid.
there's been
Now this.
some allegation that the Compton Police Department was only focused on the Southside Crips when it came to trying to stop this war and stop this violence. Is it fair to say that among the houses that were searched included a large number of Mob Piru houses along with Southside Crips houses?
Yes, definitely. We hit many houses on both sides.
And is it fair to say that is a total of 38 residences that were looked into?
38 homes. Now look now.
And to include members of Mob Piru and Southside Compton Crips.
Yes.
Now, Commissioner Prochair?
Evidence 162. Listen, y'all.
Go
to hotel ticket.
Been previously marked as state's exhibits 162.
Look at Keefe D's lawyer when he got the evidence. Look at him.
Three.
Fucked.
Do you recognize what these are?
Yes.
What are they?
These are evidence that we collected at the scene.
Okay. And without going into the addresses,
Game over, asshole.
is it fair to say that these were evidence that were collected from Dwayne Davis's house and Dwayne Davis's family?
From Keefe D's house and his family house.
Yeah, I'm going to move state's exhibits 162 and 163.
Zoom in on that paper. Watch this, y'all.
So admitted.
Look what they found. This is why you always bet on ticket, nigga. Look what they found in Keefe D's house and Orlando's house as well. 2 raids at the same time
Okay, I'm going
at different
to
houses. Look,
first turn your attention to state's exhibit 162. Can you push that?
look, y'all.
Yeah, you just want me to point the address, though, right? We have to point the address, so maybe take it off.
That nigga lawyer face was fucked when he seen that evidence.
Can maybe take it off me while it comes up, so we can avoid the
Look, look at Keefe D. Y'all seen Keefe D face. Look when they show y'all on the screen right now. They finna show you niggas. That's why everybody quiet.
The 4th page, please.
Page 4. Watch this, y'all. He gonna say, though, what's on line 5? Watch this, y'all.
Can you do the 2nd page first?
Nigga be coming here arguing with me, man. A bunch of dummies.
Yes.
Look, y'all.
Okay, so this is the first address we're going to talk about here. And again, we're not going to go into what the actual address is, but do you recognize the people that are listed that were located at the address?
Look.
Yes.
And fair to say they were
Look.
members of Mr. Davis's family?
Yes.
Now I'm going to turn your attention to
Page. Now look at
the
line 5.
next page.
Line 5, y'all.
And under on line number 5, do you see what's listed there as the receipt?
Game over.
Yes.
And line number 5 is one hotel's receipt. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then line number 6 is 1 Compton Municipal Court subpoena. Is that correct?
1 hotel receipt. Game over. Listen, y'all. Listen. Now, guess what that hotel receipt?
Then I'm going to show you States Exhibits 163. If we can take it off us for a second.
Look how he looking, nigga.
Okay, give me half a second here.
Trying to tell y'all.
Sorry.
See how Keefe D lawyers start looking?
I think you're just going to have to show it to him, Mr. Paul. I don't think we can put it up.
Okay.
This is what it says.
So I'm showing you page 3
Look at that nigga face.
of States Exhibit 163. Can you tell us what this document actually is?
Yeah, it's a receipt for property taken.
And then it actually mentions who is taking some of the property here, doesn't it?
Yes,
And who's that?
myself.
Okay. And
Game over. So they showing y'all. I'm about to tell y'all. They saying, what is this? This is a receipt for property taken. The property that they took from Keefe D's house from that raid. You know the property they took? Dumbass Keefe D left a hotel receipt in his crib, and they raided his crib in October of 1996, right after Tupac died, and found that receipt. Not only a receipt in his house to the hotel, but to the different hotel, and also there was another receipt in Orlando Anderson's house. Y'all niggas want to keep talking now? They got both the hotel receipts. These niggas had them in their house. In the house. Then you got a witness that placed Keefe D, his own cousin from the Southside Compton Crips, told the cops that Keefe D was in Las Vegas. Game over, bitch ass nigga. Let's play it.
And then one is a letter from the Excalibur Casino. Is that correct?
Yes,
And then the other is an envelope addressed to Orlando Anderson. Is that correct?
yes,
And then the third is miscellaneous bills addressed to Orlando Anderson as well. Is that correct?
yes.
Nigga scratching his head now.
And all these 3 items were collected by you. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So from Mr. Davis's home, and well, we'll start with 163. We have from Mr. Anderson's home, we have a receipt from the Excalibur. Is that correct?
Excalibur Casino Hotel.
And then from
Keefe D.
is part of the reason why you're collecting that receipt is because it's relevant to the investigation as to who shot Mr. Shakur.
Yes, we thought it might be significant that it showed that Mr. Davis was in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting.
Game over, bitch ass nigga. Don't ever come on YouTube running your mouth to me ever again. It's going to be a closed casket. It's going to be a closed casket. You come on here arguing with me. It's going to be a closed casket. This fool, let me say this again to everybody listening to this video. Keefe D got to be the biggest dummy on planet Earth. The man left the hotel receipt in his house a month after what happened with Tupac. Bro, you can't make this shit up, bro. Him and Orlando Anderson and both of their houses had copies of the hotel receipts. 2 different hotels. And both houses was getting raided at the same time. And they found in both of these dudes' houses receipts to hotels in Las Vegas. And did they not know that all these years later, some 30 years later, those receipts was going to come back to bite them in their ass? You niggas want to keep playing with me, nigga? Y'all niggas is chumps, nigga. And I've already told you niggas this. This is why y'all need to watch the actual trials. You come on here running your fucking mouth to a big dog like me, and you ain't even watching the trial. These idiots had the hotel receipts in their crib.
a month after the murder. They got all of the evidence files and everything where they collected this shit from their homes. You niggas come on the internet arguing me. Then, not only that, they got Keefe's own cousin telling the police, yeah, Keefe was in Vegas that weekend. And he was mad as hell after what they did to Orlando. Just like Keefe D said in all those interviews. And now that dude is on the run because he don't want to have to say this shit in court and be exposed for what he said to the police in them private conversations. Trying to tell y'all this, man. You niggas thought y'all was gonna go against me and win, nigga. I told y'all I don't miss nothing. I see everything. I see it all. Let's keep going.
This one's Mr. Anderson, correct?
Play that part back again, though.
And the other is an envelope addressed to Orlando Anderson. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then the third is miscellaneous bills
Look at Keefe
addressed
face.
to Orlando Anderson as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Stand on them niggas. I told y'all this, man.
And all these three items were collected by you. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Look at Keefe. That nigga so mad, bro. That nigga.
So
fuck.
from
He's
Mr.
mad.
Davis's home, and well, we'll start with 163. We have from Mr. Anderson's home, we have a receipt from the Excalibur. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then and is part of the reason why you're collecting that receipt is because it's relevant to the investigation as to who shot Mr. Shakur.
Yes, we thought it might be significant that it showed that Mr. Davis was in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting.
Game over.
This one's Mr. Anderson, correct?
Yeah.
And then from Mr. Davis's house, there's also a
Look at Keefe.
receipt, a hotel receipt that was collected. Is that fair?
Yes.
Rewind that part again. Yep. We saw all the niggas who was talking crazy to me, nigga.
And the other is an envelope addressed to Orlando Anderson. Is that correct?
Yes.
Listen right now.
And then the third is miscellaneous bills addressed to Orlando Anderson as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Listen very closely when you talk about Keefe D.
And all of these three items were collected by you. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
So from Mr. Davis's home, and well, we'll start with 163. We
Keefe's
have
home.
from Mr. Anderson's home, we have
Orlando's home.
a receipt from
Excalibur.
the Excalibur. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then and is part of the reason why you're collecting that receipt is because it's relevant to the investigation as to who shot Mr. Shakur.
Yes, we thought it might be significant that it showed that Mr. Davis was in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting.
Like I said, this one's Mr. Anderson, correct?
Yeah.
And then from Mr. Davis's house, there's also a receipt, a hotel receipt that was collected. Is that fair?
Yes.
Game over. I told y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas don't even want to listen to me, man. I'm a big dog in this shit, nigga. What the fuck wrong with these niggas, man? They come on here and tell everybody the truth and they get mad at you. They don't want to come in here and cook on niggas. And they got the hotel ticket in his house. A month after.
Yeah, I'm
Y'all-
gonna approach.
y'all niggas crazy.
And we're not gonna talk about the addresses specifically, but the two addresses
Look at him.
attributed to Mr. Anderson.
Look at
and
the
Mr.
nigga
Davis.
mad at him up.
One is at the top, and then one is at the bottom with a red
told
dot.
y'all,
Is that
man.
correct?
Yes.
It's fair to say that they are very close to each other.
Yes.
I'm gonna move 160's evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admitted.
Look at Keefe, man. That nigga's fucked. That nigga Keefe like, man, you cold son of a bitch.
Were you? So, Mr. Anderson, was he one of the people that was caught up during the search warrants, this 38 house search warrant?
Yes.
And was Mr. Davis around during the 38 house search warrant?
No, we couldn't locate him.
So you were able to locate Mr. Anderson, but Mr. Davis was just not around.
Correct.
And you don't know why or how that is.
That's correct.
But with regards to Mr. Anderson, it's fair to say Mr. Anderson at that point is a person of interest, at least, in the shooting of Mr. Shakur.
Definitely, yes.
And then at that point, do you make him available for questioning with Detective Becker from LVMPD?
Yeah.
And does Mr. Becker make an attempt to question Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And did any useful or relevant information come out during the course of that questioning?
Not that I was aware of.
Now, let's fast forward a little bit. During, you were aware that 6 months later, Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, he was killed in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, was that in the Compton area?
No.
And so, were you responsible for the investigation into Christopher Wallace?
No.
But did you end up assisting the LAPD in trying to execute search warrants in an attempt to gather information on the murder of Christopher Wallace?
Yes.
Why were you the person, or you and Mr. Brennan the person that LAPD would ask for assistance?
Because we knew who all the players were, and we told them at the time that they had a little internal feud going with each other, and we were getting ready to do search warrants on them.
So you were getting ready to, they were having an internal feud. Is it fair to say that the 1997 search warrant served a dual purpose in a similar way that the 1996 search warrant served?
Yes.
So like in 1996, you have a war between Mob Piru and Southside Crips, and you're also trying to see if you can get any information
Bro, you can't be
related
this
to the
stupid.
Tupac Shakur murder. Is that fair?
Correct. Yes.
And then in 1997,
Y'all in here taking up for dudes who had the hotel tickets linking into Vegas in the goddamn house, bro. A month after, the next month after Tupac was murdered, bro. You can, bro, listen. You cannot make this shit up, bro. Are you serious, dog? These niggas got the hotel ticket in their house. And you got niggas on the internet getting mad at me for saying this boy cooked. They always got something you don't think they got. That's why we trying to tell y'all when you go to trial, you always got to expect the unexpected with these people, man. They're going to pull out some shit, man. And I told y'all niggas ain't want to listen.
you had mentioned that there was an internal feud that had gotten violent. Is it fair to say that the Burris Street crew and the Glen Cove Street crew on the Southside Compton Crips, that they had started engaged in their own violent feud?
Yes, definitely.
And as a result, and at that same time, there was some question as to whether or not members of the Southside Crips may be involved in the murder of Christopher Wallace.
Correct.
And so, were those two goals or those two functions part of the reason or the basis for executing the search warrants?
Yes.
Now, Keefe, these lawyers says, "Oh, but there's no physical evidence." They don't understand this. They don't need physical evidence. All they need is circumstantial evidence and witness testimony. Circumstantial evidence, those receipts. Witness testimony, Keefe D's cousin told the cops that he was in Vegas. Game, set, match. And when they get a jury the instructions, tell the jury, "Oh, you don't even need physical evidence. All you need is circumstantial evidence." Like I said, man.
Now, I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 136. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 136?
Yes. This is a search warrant we did on.
And we're not going to talk about addresses by agreement, but it's a search you did on a different house from the houses that you did in 1996. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And this is a different residence that was associated with Mr. Davis. Is that fair?
Yes.
Look at Keefe. That nigga hurt, bro.
He hurt, bro. That nigga hurt. That nigga hurt, bro. He hurt, dog. He didn't know they was coming like that.
Of course, about this genre. We're just pulling that up.
Sure.
Oh my god, bro! How do you have this stuff in your crib, bro?
And Mr. DiGiacomo, do you mind zooming in a little bit?
Look at this, y'all.
How to make the Zoom work on this?
Receipt for property taken. Look at this, y'all.
Oh, that didn't work. Let's see if the Zoom tool's not working.
Well, Mr. Ladd, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. It's going to be up there, but I want to show you page 4 of 136. It's still up there on the screen as well. On page 4, we have another receipt of property taken. Is that right?
Yes.
And on line 4, what do we have?
See, a money due bill for the Monte Carlo casino.
Game over.
Now, in relation,
Money due bill for the Monte Carlo casino where Keefe D and them was staying. Come on, bro. So Orlando was in the Excalibur, and Keefe D was in the Monte Carlo, man. Oh man, bro. And these motherfuckers got in court on his statements. They found us in this nigga crib in October of '96. You can't make this shit up. The money due bill for the Monte Carlo. And niggas on the internet hollering at me, man. Y'all niggas is crazy. Nigga. The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be doing this shit, man. And smash the like button, man. What the hell is wrong with these people, man? They be doubting me, man. What's wrong with these cats, y'all? How you doubt me? I done came in here and brought y'all the real, man. Yeah, come in here doubting me. Man, y'all niggas crazy, man. And they got the bill. They got the bill for the Monte Carlo. Oh my God, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Oh man. That niggas in here arguing with me, man. Hey man, I don't see no evidence ticket. Man, nigga had the evidence in his house. Hey, this is what happened when niggas come in here arguing with me, man. And niggas ain't even watched this part. This is why a lot of niggas didn't even watch the 6.5 hours today, bro. I watch that whole shit, bro, every single day. That's why I hear every word of what's said, bro, and everything that's put in the evidence, man. Them niggas ain't even watching, man. That nigga Keefe was like, damn. Hey, bro. Hey, it feels so good to be great, man. Hey, let's keep playing this shit. Hold on, y'all.
now in relation to this search warrant as well as the other search warrant, really you can only take property that would be related to the investigation, correct?
Correct.
So, like, if I couldn't take just any random property just because I have a search warrant, can I?
No.
You have to take things that are related to the actual search warrant.
Correct.
Now, I am going to ask you, did you spend, you said you had worked at Compton till about, actually, let me rephrase. How long did you work at the city of Compton for?
From 1983 to 2001. I'm sorry, 2000.
Okay. Is it fair to say that at some point the Compton Police Department got swallowed up by the LA Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And did you stay
That
with,
nigga Keefe
did you
sick.
sign on to the LA Sheriff's Office after that?
Yes.
Do you recall approximately how many of the Compton police officers stayed with the LA Sheriff's Office? Okay.
Go ahead. If you weren't
Okay,
finished, I'm sorry.
I don't want it to be like yesterday where we keep on interrupting each other. Do you recall how many of the Compton police officers were hired on by the LA Sheriff's Office when LA Sheriff's Office took over Compton Police Department.
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact number. I think there was like 103 of us, and I think all but 2 were hired by the sheriff's department.
Now you ultimately left the LA Sheriff's Office, is that correct?
Yeah.
And then where did you go to work after that?
I lateraled over to an agency, Garden Grove PD in Orange County.
Probably a little bit safer than the Compton Police Department.
You could say that, yes.
Um,
It was still a busy city, but it wasn't nothing like Compton.
and then during that time period is when you started giving talks with Detective Brennan regarding your experience working blood and Crip gangs in Compton.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that Detective Brennan is no longer with us?
Yes, he passed away of cancer several years ago.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten about one of the murders I wanted to talk, or one of the shootings I wanted to talk to you about during the war that escalated immediately after the shooting.
Hey, you already said something else, so listen, y'all.
Went back a little bit, and I apologize for that.
No problem.
One of the people that was shot was a man by the name of Bobby Finch. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Bobby Finch was actually killed on September 11th.
Listen.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Where did Bobby Finch live in relation to Corey Edwards?
Next door.
Next door. You talking
Was
about Corey
Bobby
Edwards? I
gang
told
member?
No.
Was Corey Edwards a gang member?
Yes.
And what gang did he belong to?
Southside Crips.
Corey Edwards. Didn't I tell y'all this? Y'all niggas don't want to listen to me, man. I be giving y'all niggas a whole play, nigga. And niggas don't want to listen, man. Bro, that's that nigga own cousin. Corey Edwards was in the Southside Compton Crip. Come on, man. Y'all niggas, man. Bro, I try to tell y'all this, man. They ain't coming here arguing with me, man.
And do Bobby Finch and Corey Edwards look alike?
Yes, they did.
Steel pass on this.
Does anyone need to use the restroom before we get into cross? Seeing no hands, Mr. Sant. Oh. You good? You're good? Restroom. Okay, perfect. All right. During this recess, you're admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves.
Man, look at Keefe, man. He fucked, bro.
Or read, watch, or listen to any report.
He fucked, bro. Now let's hear what they said back on cross, man. Because y'all know Keefe D is fucked, bro. He did it to himself, man.
You share basically your experience working as a Compton police officer to the time you started working as a detective for gangs in a book that you wrote.
Yes.
And that book is called and entitled Once Upon a Time in Compton, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you do write this book in addition to Timothy Brennan, your partner.
Yes.
Now, in the book, I've read the book, and when you guys are working together as a team, it's Tim and Bob, right? In the book, you guys, Tim and Bob, we did this. Tim and Bob, we did that, right?
Yes.
Now, the book itself, as you created the book, fair to say that was a book that I would think that you would be proud of, the work that you put into the book.
Yes.
And in terms of the book itself, you could sit here basically as you're talking with us and this jury today, that the book is accurate in terms of what you recall during that time period, right?
Yes.
And you would have taken great pains to make sure that that book was accurate before it was published.
Yes.
For instance, if you read something in the book that wasn't accurate and it wasn't published yet, you would make a note to either tell Sim or this other lady, I think her name is Lolita, that, hey, this isn't quite right. I don't remember that.
To the brother who said no date on the hotel receipt, brother, are you dumb, deaf, or blind? The hotel receipt was for that weekend, brother. Not only do they have the hotel receipt, they have the bills that they got during that weekend, fool. And that's to the brother C Money, man. They got the bills they had to that weekend, brother. Did you not see the last piece of evidence, 163? You gotta go look at 163, bro. They have the actual bills on 163, evidence 163. They have the actual bills from the Monte Carlo. from that weekend. Come on, brother. Stop it, brother. That's why you had to look at the last piece of evidence he put in there. That last piece of evidence that had something to do with the hotel tickets. Yeah, dog. That was the bill that they got from the Monte Carlo, man. You can't make this up, brother.
Be some discussion, maybe changing or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in order for you to write the book, and I think you published this book in 2017.
Correct.
That was, and you started working for Compton in what year?
1983.
So, and you start off in the book from 1983 on in terms of your experience working as a police officer in Compton, as well as Tim's experience working as a police officer in Compton, right?
Yes.
Did you, I would imagine you would have used notes and that kind of thing to help refresh your recollection and help remind you of certain events, certain cases, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because in the book, for instance, there's a lot of different people you run into. There's a lot of different scenarios you run into as well, right?
Yes. Most of it was based off our memories, but
Yeah.
like for the search warrant or whatever, we could go back to search warrant and look at that to refresh our memories.
Right.
Most of the stories are just from my memory.
Yeah, and fair to say, of course, it's also Tim's memory as well. So something that you would remember, he would remember, and vice versa. And you go, oh yeah, I remember this now, and you would say, oh yeah, I remember that now, right?
Yes.
So part of the book, in essence, really is it's teamwork between you and Tim and Lolita writing the book for you.
It's a collaboration.
Collaboration. Okay. Now, did you write any of the book yourself?
Basically we got Lolita Files to write the book, and we told the story to her.
Right, and so
she actually wrote it, but it's our story.
Right, and Lolita.
Now, all he's gonna try and do right here is discredit this guy. It's gonna backfire, man. I'm gonna let y'all hear this shit, man. I mean, he's trying to discredit the officer, but it's already over with, bro. That evidence they put in with that guy daggone ticket, with the hotel ticket and the bill pay, man, is fucked, man. Bro, it's a wrap, bro. You go ahead and cancel it.
Lolita, meaning that this was an experienced writer that you recall, right? Before she wrote the book.
Absolutely.
And when she wrote the book, can you tell us a little bit about Lolita, who she was as a writer?
Yeah, she had several books that were published prior to that, and she was very up on the hip hop scene. So when we got together, and we kind of just clicked, and we collaborated to write the book.
And in terms of her background and so forth, did she go to school for that?
I'm not sure.
All right. And was she working as a journalist or a writer prior to you meeting her to write this book?
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, throughout the course of the book, you do put pictures in here, and pictures of you with darker hair and less of a goatee and more of a, looks like actually one without a picture of no much facial expression whatsoever. It's a picture of you as a young police officer. Now, the purpose for these pictures in your book is really to help establish some of the things that were happening during that time period, so the reader could see visually what was going on, right?
Correct.
Now, in addition to that, in the book, you had put as well, and the book, the picture, the picture that I was looking at is this picture right here. Do you recall this picture?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and once again, it's just to show your experience while you were being a police officer in Compton, right?
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, though, you do put in the back of your book some documents that were documents that you used in furtherance of your job as a detective at some point, right?
I don't really understand that question.
Meaning, for instance, in the back of your book, you do put in here a map of the Compton area gangs, for instance.
Yes.
You also put in here, and the Compton area gangs for the jury, we're talking just to highlight how compact of an area the city of Compton was and how many different areas was claimed by different types of gangs. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. In addition to that, you also have included in here the affidavit, the search warrant that we just talked about before, right? This 40 area search warrant.
Yes.
You put that in the book as well.
Yes.
And just for the jury's edification here, for instance, none of the information in here is redacted, meaning it's not taken out by a black mark or anything like that, right?
Correct.
All right. And I'm not trying to get anybody in position here for to be in trouble, but in essence, the book and the information that's in here was readily available for anyone who wanted to buy and read it.
Correct.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, did you have a publisher on this?
At the beginning, we did, yes.
Okay. And what do you mean at the beginning?
Well, it was a publishing company, and we kind of had a little conflict with them, so we decided to leave them and self-publish.
I see. And so with Lolita's help, once the book was finalized and you and Tim both felt good about the finished product with Lolita, then you just published it yourself.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, you just go to Amazon Books, and it kind of just runs you through it. It's kind of a complex system that you have to do certain things. I mean, I didn't really do it, so I can't really tell you the exact steps because I'm not very good on the computer. I know how to turn them off and I know how to turn them on.
But let me ask you this in terms of what was happening with Amazon. Once you submitted it to Amazon, Amazon becomes a platform that sells the book.
Yes.
And so if someone's interested in the book, they just look it up and they click and they buy the book.
Correct.
Now, at some point, though, as they're buying the book, you receive a record as to how many people have purchased the book, right?
Yes.
And how much money you and Tim and Lolita would potentially be making for the sale of each book.
Correct.
Now, in this case, for instance, with the sale of each book, I would imagine Amazon would have taken a pretty big chunk of the proceeds from the sale of each book.
Yes. You don't make much money.
Yeah. And so even though you're selling, and with regards to Once Upon a Time in Compton, can you tell us how many of these books that you sold?
No.
Okay. I'm assuming at some point you did receive a check.
Yeah.
Okay. But not something that you could retire on.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay. And in terms of your books, do you remember how much they cost, how much you were selling them for?
I thought it was $15.99, but I'm not positive on that.
Okay. Right. Now, one of the things that's in your book as well is you had, there was a part of the book where you had identified a MGM Grand ticket to the Tyson Seldon fight. Do you recall that particular image in your book?
I think it was, yeah, we covered that out of Suge Knight's house. Yeah.
And with regard to that, if I show you, let me just do this quick here. Fiona, if I could approach and ask the clerk to mark this as proposed exhibit next in order.
Okay. What is the next order, Jess? B.
DD.
She'll put it on there. Is it B?
DD.
Okay, got it. It'll be a minute.
Thank
Oh, was there any objection? I apologize.
I just need to say it first. No objection.
So admitted.
There, put you on.
You may.
Do you recall this particular image in your book? So showing you what's been marked as BB.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yes.
Okay, and that was a ticket stub, it looks like, to the Seldon Tyson fight
Yes.
on September 7th, 1956.
Yes.
And that ticket stub was located in Suge Knight's house.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Motion for the jury here so they can see. Do you recall when Suge Knight's house was searched?
The day that I think it was October 2nd, well, the day we served all 38 search warrants.
I see. And so his house was one of the houses that you were searching to basically try to quell any potential violence in Compton as well as gather information.
Yes.
Now, with regard to this particular ticket, though, because it was captured, there was an understanding between all the police officers conducting all the searches at the same time that you were looking for information leading to the murder of Tupac that had occurred in September.
Yes.
So with regard to this ticket, for instance, because it was the Sheldon Tyson fight on the night of Tupac's murder, this ticket was obtained by you or kept in evidence as part of your investigation.
It wasn't part of our investigation, no. It was for Las Vegas PD.
Right. So let's get a little bit into that. So, and I want to make sure that the jury understands. So in terms of the actual murder investigation itself, that was the jurisdiction of Las Vegas Metro.
Yes.
And so, which I guess is difficult here, right? Because potentially everyone that's a potential suspect in the Las Vegas murder potentially would have been residing in Compton, right?
Not necessarily, but most of them did.
Yeah. And so on this particular day, when you're out executing the search warrant with all the different locations, you had invited the detectives that were assigned to the Metro homicide investigation here to come out to Compton to be present so that they could interview people if they wanted to.
Correct.
All right. And so this particular piece of information would have been something that they would have been interested in, I would assume.
Yes.
All right. Now, we talked a little bit about what was also found, and you had indicated that there were some receipts, some hotel receipts that were located. Where did I put that? Oh. I think the state had already presented this to the jury. What was the last exhibit you guys put up for that?
It's 161 and 162. It's just, that's the entire return for all locations.
Yeah.
The two are up there.
Sir, what you were showing earlier in terms of the affidavits in this case, thank you. Fair to say that the size of the affidavits that were shown to you, and once again, this is for the state, or for the jury's edification. State's Exhibit 161. This particular affidavit was actually a lot bigger, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning, for instance, that you were targeting some 38 houses, which means that each house had its own paperwork attached to it, which would have made this document a lot bigger than what this document is right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And then with regards to the document, we're targeting or focusing on the first item here. Looks like was a, let's see here. In State's Exhibit number 162, there was a reference here to a hotel receipt. Right?
Yes.
Now, the property report here that we're looking at on 162, which I will show, this is the property report that we referred to earlier, right?
Yes.
And the hotel receipt that's on there is one of the items that was taken from this particular property, right?
Yes.
Do you have that receipt?
No.
So unlike for instance, the Suge Knight ticket indicating that there was a fight and so forth in, Las Vegas, September 7th, 1996, this indicates that there was something taken, and that would have been that hotel's receipt, but you don't have it here.
Correct.
Do you have it? Do you know where its location is at all?
No.
Now, in addition to that, you also, in one of the other homes, had indicated that there was a letter from the Excalibur Casino, and so forth. I'm going to show you this document here. This is State's Exhibit 163. And just for the jury's edification here. So it looks like here on number 1, this would have been the receipt of property taken, correct?
Correct.
And underneath it here, number 1 would show a letter from Excalibur Casino, addressed to Orlando Anderson, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you know the date of this particular document?
It would have to be the same day of the search warrant.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the letter itself.
Oh, no,
Okay. And do you have a copy of that letter?
I do not know.
All right. Do you know where that letter is?
No.
All right. The next part here looks like there's an envelope addressed to, once again, Orlando Anderson. And with regards to this particular document, do you have any indication of where that document is?
No, it's booked into property. So.
Right. And that's the same thing with number 3 on miscellaneous bills addressed to Orlando Anderson, right?
Yes.
None of these documents are addressed directly to Mr. Dwayne Davis, fair?
Yes.
And once again, when you are searching and finding something like, for instance, the Suge Knight ticket, that document is carefully taken from the scene and put into evidence in a way that would preserve the chain of custody of something like the ticket.
Correct.
Now, in this case, when you searched either the 2 residences in this case, did you find any indication at all? Any MGM grand ticket of being on the second row of the fight? Anything at all that would indicate that Mr. Davis was actually in Las Vegas?
No.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, we had talked a little bit about the second search warrant. And the second search warrant is this one here, States Exhibit 136. Okay. Now, when a search warrant is executed in California, at the time it's executed, is it confidential or sealed?
Sometimes, yes.
In this particular case, with this particular search warrant, was this search warrant sealed?
Yes.
And was it sealed up until the time that the search had been conducted?
Yes.
Okay. When did this particular search warrant become unsealed?
I don't recall.
Okay. Fair to say, though, that if someone's charged in a crime based upon search warrants that are sealed, that search warrant would then be available for the defense to look at.
Yes.
And it would be unsealed at that point.
Yes.
And that would be the same, of course, with the search warrant that occurred at the beginning of October the year before, right?
Correct.
So in this case, with this particular search warrant here, this is dated as of May 27th, 1997. On this particular one here, you had indicated the following. This is on page 4 of this document. The information that I think we're most interested in is line 4 of that document, right?
Yes.
Meaning that, once again, these are items that were taken from this home, and those items were put into your property or evidence log.
Correct.
And number 4 is a money due bill from the Monte Carlo Casino. Right? Can you tell us the date of what this money due bill was for?
No.
All right. And once again, your search in this particular regard was actually May of 1997, right? Quite a few months after the September 7th, 1996 shooting.
Correct.
In addition to that, in terms of that money due, can you tell us, for instance, who that money due bill was addressed to?
No.
Okay. Now, there were some questions by the state on that issue about the fact that this was actually a search warrant investigating into the murder of Biggie Smalls. Remember that line of questioning from the
Yes.
state? But fair to say, of course, that even then, as you're conducting this kind of investigation, you are still thinking about the Tupac case, right?
For sure.
Yeah, you weren't just at that particular point forgetting that the Tupac murder even occurred. You're still thinking during that time period, if you run across something you think is relevant, you would have identified it, right?
Correct.
In addition to that, though, you would have identified and you would have called Metro to say, hey, by the way, we got something there that will help you with the Tupac murder investigation. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. There's no reason why you wouldn't have done that?
Not that I know of, no.
Now, we talked a little bit about the size of some of the people that were involved here. And I think, was it DeAndre Smith you said was a pretty big guy?
Yes.
All right. And you said he was like, what, 6'2", 6'3", and about 300 pounds, something like that, big guy?
About 6'4", 300 pounds.
Okay. Did he play any sports or anything as far as you know?
I think he did, but I'm not positive what sport.
Now, are you aware of an individual by the name of Terrence Brown?
Yes.
And was Terrence Brown one of the individuals that was potentially a suspect in the Tupac murder?
Yes.
All right. Now, with regards to Terrence Brown, can you describe for us how, like, his size as well?
Yeah, he's approximately a little shorter than you, and just medium built.
So a good-looking guy. I'm sorry?
I don't know about that, but
So it's a little bit shorter than me and about my size.
right.
Okay. Let's just put it down as I'm 6'2", so that's like I'm just kidding, 5'8" and something else. And then in terms of the at the time with Terrence Brown, you are aware that Terrence Brown actually dies in what, 2015?
Yes.
Right. And when he dies, do you know how he dies?
Yes.
How did he die?
He was at a marijuana dispensary in Compton, and a robbery occurred, and he got killed during the robbery.
So based upon the way he was murdered in that case, no indication that that was some type of retaliation for the murder of Tupac in 1996 or 7?
No.
Okay. In addition to that, in 1996, I apologize. With regards to DeAndre Smith, do you know when he passed?
2004, and he died of medical complication.
Right. And as far as you know, nothing that would have been associated with any type of retribution or revenge for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
Correct.
Now, Orlando is the one who passes away relatively quickly after the shooting.
Yes, approximately a year and a half.
Right. And in terms of how he passes, he was shot and killed?
Yes, you want me to tell you what happened?
Please.
Orlando Anderson was with his best friend, Michael Duro. They were at a burger stand in Compton. And across the street from the burger stand, there was a car wash. Orlando Anderson recognized the people at the car wash. There was 3 people sitting in the car, and he recognized one of them that owed him money for some narcotics that he didn't pay him for. So Orlando Anderson took it upon himself, and he initiated the confrontation. He drove up to the car and he exited with a gun. However, one of the persons in the other car, they had a gun too, so they had a shootout at the car wash. And then when the smoke cleared, Orlando Anderson was killed during the shootout, as well as 2 other people in the other car were killed.
And in terms of the 2 other people in the other vehicle, were they both Crips?
Yes.
So it wasn't a blood on Crip sort of shootout.
No.
It was just over money and drugs.
Yes.
Now, we've had some discussion here about Darnell Brin. And you're familiar with Darnell Brin.
Yes.
And the way I'm understanding this is that within the Southside Crips, you had 2 different factions.
Correct.
You had the Glencoe faction with Darnell Brin.
Yes.
And then you had the Burr Street faction.
Correct.
Now, in terms of the 2 different factions that we have here, the Burr Street faction was a faction that was dealing with the drugs, mostly.
I'm
that how
sorry,
it
can
is?
you repeat that?
In terms of the Burr Street faction, that they deal in drugs.
That was one of the things that they were involved in, yes.
Yeah. And in terms of the other faction, we talked a little bit about Darnell Brin. He was a shot caller.
Correct.
And he was a violent person.
He had the potential of being a violent person, yes.
Well, you recall in your book describing him as a very violent person?
I don't recall that, but if it's in there, it's what I said.
Okay. And once again, it would have been something that if it wasn't true in your book, you would have corrected it.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't a violent person.
Yeah.
He has definitely had the potential to be a violent person.
And isn't it fair to say, though, like even in your book, that you describe him as being someone that was implicated in some attempt murders, that kind of thing as well?
Absolutely.
Darnell Brim.
Yes.
Now, Darnell Brim is shot in the back how many days after the shooting of Tupac Shakur?
2.
And in with regards to the shooting in the back, do you know who shot him in the back?
No.
Okay.
We were told it was Pyroos, though.
Right. And would that fall more into the idea of what you're saying about retaliation in this case?
Yes.
Now, there are other people that potentially were considered, I think including the initial investigation here, as being part of the Tupac murder. Do you recall a person by the name of Noel Spank Johnson?
Yes.
All right. And he is also a Southside Crip member, part of the Glen Cove crew.
Correct.
All right. Do you recall a person by the name of Jerry Monk Bond?
Yes.
All right. Once again, part of the Glen Cove crew.
Correct.
And then also Orlando Anderson.
Correct.
Okay. So those individuals at some point were considered to be potentially involved in the murder of Tupac Shakur, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, when you had conducted the searches on Mr. Davis's home and the locations that we're at, did you ever find money?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
No vast sums of money for somebody making 20% of $4 million a month?
No.
How about expensive clothes, like stuff that was worth, suits worth $6,000, anything like that?
I don't recall the clothing that was inside.
Yeah, but in terms of, just information about the individual's living conditions, for instance, did you find any expensive cars that he owned or anything like that, besides the lowriders and stuff that people put a lot of work into?
Well, them are expensive cars to me, so
Yeah.
yes, we did.
And when you say lowriders, are we talking about lowriders here or BMWs?
Monte Carlos, hydraulics, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. And in terms of the Monte Carlos and the hydraulics, Mr. Davis was actually part of what they call a lowrider club in Compton.
I wasn't aware of that.
Okay, you're not aware of. Let me ask this next question. But in terms of the vehicles we're talking about, they were not for Mercedes-Benz, BMW, nothing like that. They were just modified cars.
Correct.
Now, in addition to that, does your going back to your book, do you have anything in here like a disclaimer that says that, hey, we can't verify the truthfulness of the book at all?
I'm not sure.
All right. If you were just to review the book real quick, just to tell me if there is anything like that, would that help your
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't even know where to look.
It should be in the front because it'll be a big warning. You want to check it out?
No, there's nothing in there to that effect then.
And would it be? Have you ever read a guy by the name of Greg Kading's book, Murder Rap?
Some of it, yes.
Can you tell us who Greg Kading was?
He was an LAPD sergeant.
Okay. Did you have any interactions with him?
No.
Did he share in any investigation that you were involved in?
No.
Did your partner have any work with him?
Yes.
And the work that we're talking about is in the task force that was assigned to investigate the murder of Biggie Smalls.
Correct.
And he was part of Tim Brennan was part of that along with Mr. Kading.
Correct.
All right. Now, We had shared a little bit about the swallowing up of Compton PD by the LA Sheriff's Department.
You can call it swallowing up. I call it absorbed or whatever.
Right. Why was that?
Well, it would take, I could tell you in a couple of minutes, but it's really a 6 month long thing that happened, but I can explain it to you if you want.
Well, I mean, obviously there's a lot of moving parts, right?
Yes.
The absorption or dismantling of a police department is a very unusual thing, right?
Yes.
And so in order for that to happen, if I can just cut right to the chase with you, was there corruption going on within the department that caused the absorption of the department back to the sheriff's department?
No.
Okay, then what was it that caused it?
It was the mayor, Omar Bradley, at the time was being investigated by the FBI. He found out that he was being investigated by the FBI, and he blamed our chief, right? So what he did is he put our chief and a captain off on administrative leave, and he made some allegations of missing narcotics, okay? Now, these guys were two 30-year veterans with prestigious careers. Our department elected to do a vote of no confidence against the mayor. And this really pissed the mayor off. And he went to the city council and they voted to bring in the sheriffs. And they never asked the citizens if that's what they wanted. He just did that upon himself. Now, there was a long investigation regarding the stolen narcotics, and our two captain and chief were exonerated. There's a 60-page report on it, and it was resulted in one Hispanic narcotic officer was taken to narcotics, and he was dealt with. So the bottom line is we lost our police department, 112-year-old police department. Omar Bradley ends up getting arrested and convicted, so everybody lost here.
Yeah. And as a result of that, I think you told us earlier, you didn't stay in the city of Compton, or you got reassigned to another city?
No, I stayed in the city of Compton for a year, and then I elected to go to another agency.
I see. All right. And then while you were there, the other thing that you did, and you shared with us a bit about the fact that you were very well versed in the gang culture in Compton, right?
Right.
And in terms of the well versed, meaning that you can identify and see patterns of behavior that would indicate to you maybe gang activity, for instance, right?
Yeah.
And that would also include how a person dressed. We talked a little bit about that. I watch it. Like, for instance, even like the way a person dresses and lives, right? That would help you determine maybe potentially that person's associated with a type of gang.
Yes.
Like in this case,
No.
No, all right. But with regards to the way it's set up, though, is that, did you at any point ever determine that Tupac Shakur was a member of a gang?
No.
Why not?
Because he wasn't.
And when you say that, I mean, obviously he's associated with the mob, with the death row label.
Correct.
And he was also at that particular point hanging around with Suge Knight.
Correct.
And Suge Knight was an identified Mob Piru or an associate of the Mob Piru.
Correct.
As well as other people who were Mob Piru, like Mob James, for instance, who was in that association.
Yes. His entourage were all Mob Piru gang members.
Okay. But you're telling us right now that Tupac was not a gang member?
No.
Just because he was hanging around these people did not make him a gang member.
Correct.
Now, fair to say, of course, that even in the Death Row record label, there were actually Crips that were assigned, that were part of that label as well, right?
Yes.
That would have been Snoop Dogg?
Correct.
That would have been Dr. Dre?
I'm not sure about Dr. Dre.
How about, who's the other one that I'm thinking of? Is it Eazy?
He wasn't associated with that record label. I don't think he was.
You tell me, because I'm just I'm trying to figure it out. But fair to say though that within business, it wasn't about a color as much as it was about money, right? You're making money, and so you're not isolating one segment of the population from the other in terms of your product.
Correct.
Okay. Now, with regards to Mob James at that particular point, you had told us that you believed he was an OG at the time. Did Mob James have any indication for violence?
I never investigated him for any violence because he was in jail when I was, most of the time that I was in patrol and in the gang unit. And I don't know exactly when he got out, but when he got out, he was already older. He didn't really hang out with the younger gangsters.
I see. And with regard to this retaliation thing we talked about, you said there was some concern that once the shots were fired and Tupac was hit, that there was concern that there was going to be some type of gang war back in Compton, right?
Yes.
Now, you shared with us a little bit how this worked. You were asleep in bed, and you get a call early morning from Reggie Wright Sr.
I don't recall if I was asleep in bed, but I was at home.
Okay. And can you tell us what time that you received the call from Reggie Wright Sr.?
I don't recall. It was a long time ago.
Okay. But what would have been still that evening or that night?
Yes.
Not the next morning or anything like that. And the reason why he would have called you is because he was your direct boss.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, you had also mentioned that this retaliation, the shootings that occur after, you have, is it Mr. Brim's was the first shot fired between the Mob Piru and the Southside Crips? Was he the first one shot?
Darnell?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then after Darnell, who was the next person shot?
I believe it was the next day at 713 North Bradfield. I believe 2 people were shot, and that's in Piru territory.
Do you know if they were Piru?
They were.
They were. And do you know who shot them?
No.
Right. Now, with regards to the Darnell Brim, do you know who shot him?
No.
Now, in terms of the 2 Piru that were shot the morning after Mr. Brim, do you know how the order was given out for these people to be shot?
No.
So no phone records, for instance, from Mr. Davis indicating that he wanted these people shot or anything like that?
Correct.
Now, after the 2 Piru were shot, what happened next?
I believe later on, another person was shot at Pine and Bradfield in Mob Piru territory.
And was that person a Crip or a Blood?
The person that was shot was Piru affiliated, yes.
Okay, so 2 Pirus are shot that day, and then later on that day, another Piru affiliate was shot.
Yes.
All right, and do you know if that was an order that was given out by anybody to shoot that Piru?
No.
Okay, and then the next Piru the next person shot after that was who?
I don't recall the name, but I believe it was the 80 something South Ward Street. And
Was
that's
that
in Crip territory?
And so that person was a Crip?
Yes.
All right, and that shot occurred when did that shooting occur?
I don't recall.
All right, and as far as you know, this is happening over the course of maybe there was 10 days. I think that was how it was framed. It was like it's a 10-day war in Compton.
Yes.
But fair to say it may have been a little bit longer, like maybe 13 days, right?
No.
Okay, let's say this. So if we go with 10 days in this, any proof at all that we can show this jury that Mr. Davis ordered any of the shootings to occur in this case?
No.
Now, in addition to that, the idea here behind the shootings, we go back to the Lakewood Mall incident, right?
Sure.
Is the Lakewood Mall incident in your mind the sort of the definitive act in which the war is now declared between the, Mob Piru and the Southside Crips?
That was the first incident that sparked this whole back and forth thing. Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. Did it really happen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in your book, you identify it as happening at the Lakewood Mall,
Yes.
and it happened in a Foot Locker.
Yes.
Now, do you have any indication at all of a police report or a call for 911 to the area on a fight that occurs at the Lakewood Mall that day? No.
No.
Do you have indication at all from the security people at the mall where they would have written up a report that said, hey, we had an altercation here at the Lakewood Mall?
I don't think a report was generated by the security officers, no.
Okay. Now, fair to say, of course, there's been some description of that brawl being the kind of brawl that actually required Foot Locker to redo their entire inside because it just destroyed the inside. You recall anything like that?
I never heard anything like that. I just know there was a fight at the Foot Locker.
Right. You heard there was a fight, but you never made any effort, for instance, and it's not your job because it's Lakewood, right?
Correct.
But in essence, no verification that even Foot Locker was contacted to say, hey, did a fight break out over here on this particular day? Nothing like that.
Don't recall.
So in essence, what we have right now is what you had heard from people on the street as to what happened at this Lakewood Mall incident, right?
Yes.
Now, some people, I would assume, thought that the shooting of Tupac was in retaliation, or maybe the fight of Tupac and Orlando was in retaliation to what happened at Lakewood Mall. But as you're sitting here right now, you don't have any actual proof of the Lakewood Mall incident actually occurred.
No.
Okay.
Just
Now, in addition to that, we had heard from you a little bit about, I'm sorry, I just have to make sure I got all my notes here. We talked a little bit about your identifying of a shot caller, right? Now, a shot caller is somebody who basically tells people what to do.
yes.
And you had said that the shot caller is somebody that if an order is given to one of the other lower people on the totem pole, they have to follow that order.
Correct.
All right. And in this particular regard, you don't know, for instance, what happened in Las Vegas, who did anything in terms of the shot call or anything like that, right?
I don't understand the question.
Meaning you don't have any proof for us today that says that, first of all, even if Keefe was in Las Vegas, right? You don't have any proof of that.
His own admission. I mean,
Besides the admission, you don't have any actual physical evidence that supports that, right?
correct.
And then in terms of his admission, did you ever verify what he was telling people to see what he was saying was true?
As far as what?
Being in Las Vegas.
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So in terms of the information that was given, you're just saying that because Mr. Davis was a drug dealer and maybe had provided money for the Southside Crips or something like that, that because of that, he is a leader in the Southside Crips.
Well, there's more to it than that.
Sure. But I just want to make sure I'm clear about something here. In terms of your investigation of this case, did Keefe ever order a hit on anybody before or after the shooting of Tupac Shakur?
Not that I know.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
All right. Redirect by Mr. Paul.
Yes, let's start where Mr. Sam left off. So, Mr. Samt asked you if you had any proof that Mr. Davis was in Las Vegas at the time of the Tupac Shakur murder. And your response was his admission. Is that fair to say?
Right.
Now, you have investigated hundreds of homicides. Is that right?
Correct.
Have you ever relied on a defendant's or suspect's admission to form a case?
Yes, sir.
in fact, in gang cases in particular, where witnesses are scared to come out, is a defendant's admission of committing a murder powerful evidence used to prosecute.
Yeah, that's how basically that's how most of our gang crimes get solved, is by self-admission or incrimination.
Okay, and then Mr. Sanft asked you about you don't know that whether or not Mr. Davis ordered the hit. And to be fair, you weren't in the Cadillac, were you?
No.
Okay. But let's go through Mr. Sanft's logic. You had said that Mr. Davis was a shot caller within the Southside Crips. Is that fair?
Yes.
And then let me pose this to you. If using Mr. Davis's admissions, if Mr. Brown, Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson, and Mr. Davis are in a car, who is the leader in that car?
Mr. Davis.
Who is the shot caller in that car?
Mr. Davis.
And so if a shot is coming, if those four people are in a car and shots are coming out of that, who has to give the authorization?
Mr. Davis.
Okay, so if Mr. Davis is in the Cadillac, he's the one calling that shot.
Absolutely. If he tells them not to do it, say, let's handle this back in Compton, they wouldn't have had a shooting. If he sanctioned it, then there'd be a shooting.
And Mr. Orlando Anderson, he was what you had called a gangster, right?
Absolutely.
So he would be the person that would have to listen to Mr. Davis.
Yes.
And so was it in your experience, knowing the roles of everybody in that vehicle, could Mr. Anderson shoot that gun with Mr. Davis in the car without Mr. Davis's permission?
No.
Now let's talk about your book. When was your book published?
2017.
Okay, so that would be well after Mr. Davis's proffer statement, correct?
Correct.
Be well after his 2009 statement to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department.
Correct.
And it might be contemporaneous, we don't know, to the time of his statement to the death row hospitals.
Correct.
Regarding the, I want to talk a little bit about the LA Sheriff's Office absorbing the Compton Police Department. Is it fair to say that a function of that transfer was that some of the evidence that was retained from those search warrants just were, for lack of a better term, lost?
Yes. I mean, I didn't know it at the time. I mean, we just switched police departments and they absorbed us and they kind of were responsible for all the evidence too. So I don't know what happened to it after we got absorbed by the sheriff's department.
Mr. Sanft mentioned Reggie Wright Sr. to you. Did Reggie Wright Sr. ever ask you to work on behalf of the mob pirates?
No.
Did you ever work on behalf of the mob pirates?
Never.
Okay. Talking about the Burris Street faction, Mr. Sanft mentioned that Mr. Sanft asked you some questions about size.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.